Okay.
Yeah, I need water.
Yep.
Doc, how have
Yeah,
you
that's what
been?
I'm getting. I'm getting the water. That's it.
No, I've been good. Just working like crazy. I'm like Glenn. I work in the
Busy.
medical health industry, so COVID-19 is making my 9 to 5 job a living nightmare. But other than that, I've been good.
Oh my God. Oh my
Enjoying
God.
some quality gaming time with this whole quarantine stuff. So I've been able to work from home.
Mm.
So I've been able to relax and work in my pajamas and play video games and enjoy life right
Oh, is
now.
that nice?
Yeah.
That's
So
really nice. That's
I'm
awesome,
making a
man.
positive out of the negative.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing the same thing. I mean, my job is to play games right now, right? So
Yeah. I saw your PlayStation collection there on the shelves there on the live stream.
yeah, I saw your comment.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, wow,
right
that's quite the
underneath I got
spread.
my well, I got all my PlayStations, Xboxes, and everything right underneath. And I got a lot of games in the closet as well that I didn't show.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
So what are you playing
But
now? Like what game are you currently involved in?
right now, I am playing our games.
Wise man. You got a lot of stuff to test. Yeah. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I got like over 200 to test right now.
Yeah. That's good though. That means you're making sure that this stuff is gonna go out there and it's gonna work appropriately and it's not gonna have any hiccups.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're testing it to death right now.
Yeah.
I got my test team playing to death, and I'm testing it behind their backs, right? Just to make sure, right?
Well, yeah, you got to
can-
QA the QA.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the QA of QA.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm having a lot of fun though. It's great. Yeah. I'm
But
like,
as far
I need
as
to
far as
test
your
it
hardware
because
goes, everything's kind of locked in, I guess, as far as CPU and memory
yeah,
and stuff like that, or is that still in flux?
no, it's locked in.
Good.
It's locked. Yeah.
You're gonna have Pong on there, right?
Are you gonna start already?
Glenn, there
Well,
was
I
a
mean,
Pong
come
that
on,
came out on
classic.
Steam on Tuesday. There
Okay,
literally
well,
was like Pong Odyssey, I think it was. I forgot to send it to you, but there's a new Steam.
Oh,
Like,
yes,
yeah, I was
yes,
like,
I
oh,
did.
finally, this is what Glenn's been asking for, a new Pong game.
That's the
oh,
accumulation
you
of
like
all the
Pong.
gaming right back to Pong. I did see that. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird take, but it looks interesting.
Yeah, I figured it was right up your alley.
It is.
Let me guess. You're gonna ask Kathleen Kennedy to send it to you.
I won't ask her for anything. I want to ask her to step down. Kathleen Kennedy's got to get out of there. She really does.
All in due time.
Ruin my childhood, man. Ruin my childhood.
Didn't have to watch the new movies.
Yeah, how could you not? Yeah, it's like a train wreck, right? You're not supposed to look, but you can't turn away. It's like going into a Walmart. There's certain things you're like, what? And you can't turn away. You're drawn in.
Especially during these pandemic times, I'll tell you that.
Oh, man.
Hey, Angel. Hey, P-Dubs. P-Dubs over on YouTube chat. I got to pull up Twitch, too.
Joe was talking. I forgot to start sharing out.
Yeah, I got it in the group, so if they start yelling at me, just say that you gave me permission.
Oh.
Well, I didn't know how long you were doing.
How you doing it?
I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Doug, are you able to kind of keep an eye on the YouTube chat room?
Yeah, I'll watch it. I got it, my laptop in my lap.
And I'll keep up Twitch. So you guys over here on Twitch, I'll kind of that. And Glenn, if you can sort of, I'll give you a hand with Facebook. But remember, guys,
is that like MySpace?
Yeah. As we get going with this, guys, remember, if you have a specific question, Jong is going to stick around after the show, so you can use the phone line and call in. So stick around for that and ask him questions. But make sure you put an @ before the Tech Buzz or Cool Toy or Glenn, so that way we know and highlight us with our names, because otherwise we're not going to see it. And sometimes we're not trying to ignore you. We want to make sure that John can answer any of the questions that you guys have about the announcement today, which he's going to get into. So we just want to make sure we put that out there. We don't want you to think we're ignoring you guys. We're not doing that. But 3 chat rooms on 3 sites, it's quite difficult. We're trying to keep up with it.
Yeah. Plus being attentive to our guests, because, it's not good interview to stare at our computers while John is talking. So.
And we have Discord up too. So if you guys are in Discord, you're going to have to highlight myself or Glenn on Discord. So we're going to do the best we can.
Glenn's got a son because he knows that all too well.
Yeah, Dad. Okay, Dad. Dad, I said I'd do it. I know it's been like 3 days, but I'll get to it.
Yep.
I love it.
My goodness. Hey, what's up, Arcade
Are you live?
Renegade?
Yeah, we are live on the channels. We're
Did you see
Oh, I
you?
didn't know that.
officially hit
Did you
the
see you?
button yet, but
Did you see YouTube changed a few things now, where it almost looks like they're going super widescreen now with the video? Did you notice that?
I did notice that. I streamed something the other day, and thought I accidentally clicked something wrong. I was like, "This
Yep.
looks different."
They're getting prepared for ultra wide. Yeah, everything should be live. We should be live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, the website, Roku, Fire TV.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So now you can see why we have to tell everybody how we're gonna monitor everything, and then afterwards it'll be uploaded both audio and video podcasts, so people can, if they don't want the video, they can listen to the audio, and it's anywhere your favorite podcast, Google, Spotify, Pandora, anywhere, it's there. So
Oh, fantastic. That's really fantastic.
yeah, so you guys can link to it if you want. I'll have Glenn, once we get the links and stuff, are you able to send it out to their marketing guy?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Nice. Thank you.
Cool toy.
Delegation.
Ah, so you
Yeah,
got to do
I
stuff
see
like
what you
that.
did there.
See, I tried. Did you see I even changed our goofy logo that we had on the lower third? I actually made it our shirt logo that we had. Do you see that?
Ah, good job.
Yeah. I figured,
There you
well,
go.
I already had the issue with it, so I might as well swap it out and make it all official, make it match our shirts.
Yeah,
And you
kill
can't
two
even
birds,
see
one
if
stone.
you can't even see if Glenn got punched in the face in that one.
No, but I definitely that hurt.
Because
I like it.
when we made Glenn 8, well, it looks better when it's full size, but when we made it 8-bit the first time, Glenn's like, looks like I got punched in the face. He goes,
He didn't like the 8-bit version of himself.
Nacho.
It looked like Popeye after Bluto pummeled him, but I don't know spinach.
We've got Nacho Libre. Everybody's got to go Nacho.
Such a good movie.
He's in the chat room.
Boom.
Meatball Saucy, what's going on, man?
We got Nostalgia out there. We got the Ability out there. Some guy named P-Dubs. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
But
The Super Bowl.
A lot.
Adam says this is the Super Bowl of all the retro arcade gaming community. I like that.
Oh, that's sweet of him.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, we got to get a dance down, don't we?
Super Bowl
Of course.
show.
We'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can choreograph that.
We'll give you that one.
We'll follow closely behind. We'll just put you in the front. We'll just
The
follow your
ladies
lead.
will enjoy it. Trust me, the
Nice.
ladies will enjoy it.
Nice.
Trying to type here.
Clock is ticking. We're almost there, man.
That will be good. Okay. And so we'll take care of this real quick. We'll remind everybody again while it's fresh in my head. You're tuning in next Friday. There will be no show on Friday, so you got to tune in Saturday.
Same bad time and channel.
Same
but
time.
different day.
Yeah, we have John Riggs coming, so we'll announce it during the show. But just to let everybody know, set your watches, your calendars, your clocks. Next Saturday, Glenn has prior engagement, so we want to try to keep up with the show and not cancel it. So everybody agreed we'll move it Saturday. We'll do the show Saturday.
Yep.
Get off my lawn. Gaming says you need a haircut. Doug.
Dougie boy.
I'm doing it out of
Protest.
Protest, yeah. Even though I cut my
Well,
own
can
hair,
you-
so there's really
Oh,
no
come
excuse for
on.
that.
I was
I've
just
cut my
gonna-
own hair since I'm like 15 years old. But
I do the same
just
thing,
said, hey,
but-
I'm not going to cut my hair until
It's not up yet.
this whole stuff is over and life goes back to normal. So I don't know. I may look like a member of the Beatles come Christmas time. We'll see.
Are they even hairdressers even open by you right now? Because over here they're all closed.
No, they're all closed. But like I said, I've cut my own hair for like the last 20 years, so I really have no excuse.
I think we need to do emo Doug. We need an emo
Emo
Doug
Doug?
shirt. Yeah,
Mm.
I think we could do that. Oh, here we go.
Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 3,
Yeah, you got to pull it over your eye, and you got to sit there the whole show going.
just brooding.
I think that'd be funny.
No, I
Gotta
wore
go
my
well
hat
with
all
you,
day
Doc.
today, so I'm just like I didn't want to wear my hat. I know it throws people off when I don't wear my hat because they think I'm like an imposter of something. But
And I did this today just to antagonize Doug just a little bit.
oh
Dun
yeah,
dun dun.
it's TurboGrafx shirt. Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice.
just to antagonize
You know
Doug.
what? January was it
I
January
got my
7th,
harmonica with me today.
2021?
Oh, nice. I want one of that.
Wait, what was that, Doug?
I said, January 5th of 2021 when my pre-order from Amazon shows up. I'll let you know finally what I think of it.
Well, at least yours didn't
There's-
get all the way here and then turn around, go back to the main port, and then turn around and come all the way back and
Yeah,
be sent to
that's-
USPS. You guys saw the tracking I showed you, right?
Yeah, that's some of the craziest like non-logistical back and forth I've ever seen of any package.
Came from Japan, for those watching, came from Japan all the way over to the Cincinnati hub in Ohio, went to up near where Toledo, Ohio is. For those that don't know, it's up near the lake at the top of the state. Then they said that the address was wrong, which it wasn't, and I called and verified. They sent it back to the Cincinnati hub, okay, only to send it back up to the Toledo hub and then give it and send it to Akron. Akron's probably about an hour from me in the USPS store, which I was supposed to get it today. Now it looks like I'm either getting it tomorrow or Monday. Where does that make logical sense? And they wonder why postage is so expensive. Why do you got to ship it back and forth, back and forth? Like, does that make any sense?
It's a well-traveled package.
Are they making sure the Corona's good on it or what? I don't.
It's gonna be nice and
asking
seasoned.
for a friend. Theodore Reynolds, he says, I'm a mailman, so it's your fault. No, it's DHL. I'm not going to put that on you. You're out there busting your hump, carrying packages. It's not your fault. As much as I'd like to blame USPS, it's not your fault. It's DHL. They're horrible.
Well, your package is really going to arrive safe now after that comment.
Probably. All right, let's get
You're
this.
horrible, huh?
Let's get this show started before we'll save the rants for the show. All right, we're gonna go dark. We'll be right back, guys.
The Retro Buzz starts right after this.
Hey guys, it's time for the Retro Buzz. It's Friday night, and we've got a special show for you here tonight. We've got a very special guest that had a huge announcement not just an hour ago, 2 hours ago, maybe 2 hours ago, depending on what time zone you're in. And we got a really excited. Now last week he was caressing the TurboGrafx 16. Now Glenn Planamento is what? Why are you caressing a marquee?
It's a beautiful Angel, well, not an original. He's made other ones. But Angel sent me some of these really nice marquees here. And it's really nice. So I have to give it some love.
Got you.
It's pretty.
Make sure you guys check them out. YouTube.com/Glenn's Retro Show. I promise you, he won't be caressing marquees. At least I hope not.
No, but he's probably just as weird anyway.
And we've got this week, you've seen with Glenn, sometimes we have a different guest. This week we have Cool Toy, but we have the emo version of Douglas Smith.
Yeah. This is the emo sans hat version, shaggy pandemic hair, needs a haircut.
This
Still
is
here, though.
no. This is the I didn't get my TurboGrafx 16 coming in January 5th, 2021 Douglas look.
This is my protest. I will cut my hair when I get my TurboGrafx 16. And not a minute before.
He didn't get his TurboGrafx. I thought everyone got their TurboGrafx 16. What are you talking about?
No, remember, I was one of those suckers that pre-ordered from Amazon, and I'm still
I
on
think
the hunt for that.
I think it was just the Genesis people who have to wait.
We
That could be.
Doug, to be fair, we all were like that, but then everybody was talking to how great this thing was, even though I got my EverDrive chip, and I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to cancel my pre-order, go to the Japanese store and Amazon and order it. And I did. But it's a good thing I did, because those of you that are still wanting to jump on the train to get it from Japan, Japan has put a lockdown. They're not shipping anything to the U.S. Right until the foreseeable future, because of the outbreak, I guess, kicking up or whatever.
That's not what's happening. I know the truth. That's not what it is.
It's kind of a bummer. You think Doug had something to do with this, don't you?
No, it's partially Kathleen Kennedy, but for the most part, we've been taking the product away from the Japanese gamers, and they want to have their own machines. And I know Kathleen Kennedy's got some friends in Japan, and she put the kibosh on it.
Okay.
She's got long reach.
She does.
She's got that Disney power to every advantage she can. She reaches across the ocean. She plucks things away from unsuspecting gamers.
Yep. She watches this show, and she's just trying to get back at me. That's fine. Yeah. I got mine, Kathleen Kennedy. You're hurting my friends. You ain't hurting me, but you're hurting my friends, okay?
So before we get into some news that Glenn has, want to announce to you guys, next week we will be having the show, but it'll be on a Saturday. We're going to do it 6 p.m. Eastern time. We will have John Riggs with us. That should be a fun show for us. We'll be talking with him probably about the TurboGrafx 16, among other things. But Glenn, there's also really cool announcements that you've got, some milestones that some of the groups have hit.
Right. Fortunately, it's not kidney stones. I have those too, but not tonight. So the first one that came about was that the official Arcade 1UP fan page has now hit 15,000 subscribers. So a big shout out to all the fans of Arcade 1UP out there. I mean, that's awesome, that hit. And then also on the official AtGames fan page, we've hit 3,000 today. And you want to stay tuned to the end of the episode, because our friend P-Dubs will be coming on the show to do some announcements for 5 lucky winners of some blasts from AtGames. You already saw that Angel sent me some nice items there. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about. You know what? But Kathleen Kennedy's got me all screwed up. I forgot.
I'll give you a hint. It had to do with a motorcycle and an Arcade 1UP cabinet. That's what you wanted to talk about.
Oh, right. Right. Doug had a video the other day about, the $50. Not everywhere has it. New York, forget it. New York's always full price. But there are some areas having $50 or even $1 Arcade 1UP sales. And I don't know if Steven could bring up a shot here, but we had one guy who went out on a motorcycle, and he's driving home with his Arcade 1UP on his lap, no helmet. He's just driving on the freeway.
And he had loafers on too.
Right? I'll pull it up here in a second. But
you gotta get the video. I mean, I saw this. I'm like, that's dedication. That's dedication. It's like I can't describe someone driving down the highway with no helmet, with an Arcade 1UP all the way across their lap in loafers. You got that picture?
I do. I had to scan back.
Hero we didn't know we needed, but the one we definitely deserved.
There we go.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah.
That is total dedication.
Wind blowing through his hair, just loving life.
Yeah,
he got a great deal on a Marvel cabinet. It looks like. Props to this guy.
I mean, I'm gonna say this to everyone, because this keeps coming up every time, and I think you addressed it also, Doug, in your video. Is Arcade 1UP is not going out of business.
Nope.
Walmart is not dropping Arcade 1UP. This has happened before. It's up to the individual stores. And all I can say is some people, like the people at home right now, are just lucky. The stores are liquidating for whatever reason. Buy them and enjoy them. I mean, at $50, $1, that's Space Invaders for $1. If Richie Knuckles saw that, he'd go insane right now if he saw someone got Space Invaders for $1.
Well, wait, and also, did you guys see the email from Arcade 1UP about that? Yeah, Star Wars $50, but did you see the email from Arcade 1UP today? $99 for the control panels. You can get the Star Wars control panel with the yoke. You can get the Golden Tee and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones, all $99. So if you get one of these cabinets that's like, say, $50, like Pac-Man, buy yourself the control deck, get some graphics from Sabo or Ms. the Prophet or some of those guys out there. You got yourself a killer cab at a cheap price, man.
You do. You do.
I was actually fortunate enough this morning to find a Pac-Man and Galaga cabinet at my local Walmart for $50. So I swooped those up and I donated it to my local community center. So hopefully the kids and
Dude,
people around
You
there.
the man.
Hey, I see all these people buying like 14 cabinets, and to each their own, whatever they want to do. I'm blessed to have a job. I'm blessed to have more games and arcades than I really need. So I wanted to spread the joy of retro games and arcades to some people that maybe don't have that opportunity. So hopefully
awesome.
there's some kids and people at the community center that are going to be setting some high scores in Galaga and Pac-Man.
That's really
I
cool.
noticed he didn't say hair and chiseled good looks, but in any case, Doug, that was really nice. That's
Yeah.
really a nice thing to do, and I'm
Yeah,
sure it's
I
very
give that away for free as well over the internet. You know, just my warm, charming personality. I can't even say that without wanting to beat myself up. That's just too much. Sorry.
Well, also there's some news with the AtGames tournament, so you guys make sure you want to check out there's a tournaments page. I don't know if he's here in the chat room, but Gunther has he has a competitions page on Facebook for the AtGames. I don't remember the name of the title, but the pool, the game of pool that you can play on the Legends. There's a tournament this weekend. Pocket, yes. There's a
pocket pool.
So there's a tournament. So make sure you guys get signed up for that. That should be fun, especially when you don't have that one. I'm just gonna get it off. He just. On that note, we want to welcome our special guest of honor. We've got Mr. Zhang Shen. He is the CEO of iArcade. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great to have you.
We'd love to have you on. Thank you for coming on.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.
So
it's very exciting. Love your show.
So what happened? 2 hours ago, you dropped the bomb on the world. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure, absolutely. So, where
to start?
He's like, where do I?
Exactly.
Do you want me to pull? Do you want me to pull the pictures up? Will that help a little bit?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
How about you just give an introduction over the product in general? You know, for people that are unfamiliar with iArcade and what it's about, and what this device is bringing to the community.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you so much. So, first of all, I've been wanting to do that for a very long time, right? So, we've been trying to hash out things and make sure that we have everything locked down, so that, for example, I say something and I don't have to change it later on. So, I was so glad that we were able to announce that today. I was very happy. Now I feel refreshed, right? Just to give a little bit of information about what iArcade is, it's a home arcade machine. It's very next generation, where we are able to. So if you allow me, let me start here. Let me start from when I was a little child, right? When I was a little child, I used to be a gamer. I played a lot of games. I put a lot of quarters in there myself. And then I said, well, when I grow up, I want to have an arcade at my house. And I'm grown up now, and I didn't have an arcade because I couldn't afford it. My house is pretty small, so I couldn't get a lot of games that I wanted. So I said, I need to create something that meets my needs. So I created a arcade machine where I am able to download and install new games onto our system. And when I do that, of course, I gotta have all my spiels that I want, right? The awesome sound, the awesome graphics, and premium cabinet and things like that. That actually fits my house. So that's been my childhood dream, right? So this is exactly what I built. And after I built it, I found out that many other people have the same needs as I do. So we said, okay, let's try to get this to all the gamers out there in the world who's looking for something like this. So that's what happened. iArcade is basically a product where it's connected. It's got amazing sound and great graphics and things like that. That plays anywhere from your retro games, your favorite nostalgic retro games, to your latest and greatest. And again, great thing is you're not stuck with the games that are in the system. You will be able to get new games from our app store, and the app store will continue to grow, and your ability for you to get new games will continue to grow. And the one of the motive was to make sure that we give you a device that never gets old. You always have fun. There's always something new, and that's what we try to deliver, and that's what iArcade is.
Very cool.
So it's
Why
always
is
evolving.
everything? Yeah, why is everything not good with old though? Never gets old. What's wrong with old? I don't get it.
Oh no, what what I mean is, let's say I'm gonna make up something. So I buy a device, right? And that's it. That's it. I let's say I buy my one of the mini consoles and it's got 20 games. I play it. I finish all the games, 20 games. Okay, now what? Right?
You got to buy more
That's
games.
what I will buy a new system, right? I
Yep.
gotta get a
Mhm.
new system. That's what I want to avoid. I want to make sure when you buy an iArcade, it's always fresh. It's always fresh. You can always get something new. I always deliver new experiences to you, and your device is going to be new always. That's the experience we're going to deliver.
So
I mean,
Now,
I didn't mean whole game, but yeah,
I know you're working with with third-party vendors to license their properties. Are you guys looking
sure.
at making any of your own games custom, or just like indie games, just bring other people's games onto your platform?
Wow, that's a great question. This I'm hearing that for first time. I love the question. Um, in the future, anything's possible. Right now, we're focusing on games that people love. But in the future, again, anything is possible.
so let me play devil's advocate here for
Yeah, of
a
course,
second. So
of course.
I'm a consumer in here. You know, there's a lot of companies out there. You have Arcade One Up, you've got
Mhm.
AtGames, you have all these companies that are making these great 3/4 scale bar tops, all these things. So as a consumer,
Yep.
what
Mm.
separates you from everybody else out there that's going to say to me, take my money? What can you throw out there
Uh,
to the people to say what makes your game stand out? Because I mean, there's other
mm,
platforms that you can get games from an app store and things like that. But
sure.
this is your chance to say this is what we're about and this is why you want our arcade.
Thank you so much. It's all about experience, right? I That's my word, experience. It's an experience that delivers that I have not seen in the market yet today. So experience includes a lot of things, right? Obviously, you are able to play anywhere from your nostalgic retro games to modern games as well, and
Hmm.
some of the games that I'll be showing you in the near future, they will really surprise me. The reason why I say this is because it surprised me a lot. Even though I made the device, it surprises me how well these games play. So that kind of experience. The second is, let's say when you're playing a game, it draws you in. Even if you're playing the same game, it actually plays uh, really well. I don't like saying this, but it plays better on our product. And if you're playing a game right in front of you, we announced today that we have 19-inch display, 80 watts of very powerful stereo sound speakers, um, top quality joysticks and everything. It really draws you in. So one of the games that I showed is a game called Dead Effect 2, a zombie shooting first-person shooter game, right? Available first time in arcade environment for first time ever, right? For example, you're using two joysticks to control, and as you play, I feel like I am this guy stuck in the spaceship where zombies are infested with zombies, and I gotta survive. It really feels like that. And when zombies are coming after me, it's not only me, but a lot of people jump. So we've shown our device to a lot of people, including celebrities. And I had Ron Johnson, heavyweight boxing champion of the world, play our game, and he jumped. Right? I, every champion of the world jump. Of course, every time I play, I jump because everything is like really random and things like that, right? And I've seen many people, other people jump, and right. So I've noticed that it's not only me who's getting very immersed into the game experience. It is people, and these are some of the experiences that we're able to deliver that I haven't seen elsewhere.
Awesome. So we have a guy in Twitch that he's like, I am so excited for the IR Arcade. He said that ever since he saw Cool Toys coverage at CES about it, that he's been excited for it. So I did ask him what excites him
Well,
about
thank
it to
you.
give you
Thank
that
you so much.
feedback. So we'll see
Yeah,
what he says.
Mhm.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I am always glad to hear feedbacks like that, and I really appreciate it. We did make a product for my fellow gamers So I'm so happy to hear that people are excited.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, because you yourself are a gamer, right? I mean, this is
Oh,
not
huge
something
gamer.
you just drew up in a boardroom. This is a passion project for yourself. Like you said, you wanted to build an arcade and you found out what was out there and you realized it didn't really suit your needs. So you kind of developed something from the ground up with your personal gaming background to suit your needs and taste, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me tell you a little story. So the desire to have something like this was since when I was young. The quote unquote product planning, right? Started in about year 2010, 2011 timeframe, right? This is when I started to draw out what I wanted and things like that, and that's when it started, and it built up from then on. So it was a passion project that was actually happening for a very long time that we're finally executing now. From a gamer perspective, Doug, you saw my PlayStation collection.
Collection. Yeah.
Actually, what you saw is not the end. This is just a game that I'm playing right now. You gotta see my classes.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, that's good. I mean, that gives the community, some faith and some understanding of where this is coming from, and some idea of like what type of experiences you're putting into there because you're playing this from a gamer type of mindset. You're going into to say, I'm a gamer myself. This is what I want to see. This is what I expect for the experience, the interface, the controls, everything. So that's good to hear from a consumer and a fan standpoint.
Yeah, thank you so much. And what I want to point out is that when I say made by gamers for gamers, I really mean it because it's not only me. I'm a 40. If I say this, people will find out my age, but I'm a 40-year gamer, um, and
I'm right there
everybody
with
in
you.
our
I'm right there
company.
with you.
No,
Yeah,
you
I'm
look
I'm
much younger than that.
I'm 40. I'll be 41 in June.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised. You don't look that. You
Well, I
don't look that.
appreciate that.
Yeah, that's surprising. Um, but I'm a 40-year gamer. I've been gaming since when I was very young, and my team is consisted of people who are like me, very hardcore game who love really who's got really passion for gaming, and people who also have experience in the industry at the same time as well. Um, I'll telling you more about my team later on too, but um, very strong people who love games and who's been doing something like this for the rest of their lives. So that because we all have this passion, right? And because we're building something that we want to have ourselves, this is where our pride comes in because we finally not believe we've gone through a lot of iterations on this, right? We're like, oh my god, it's not good enough. Oh no, this is not good enough. We did a lot of that, and finally we got to a point where now we're very happy with the product, and that's where I'm able to say it's made by gamers for gamers.
So DeBulls was the guy in the Twitch chat room, and he said about he loves the look for one, the quality behind it,
Oh, thank you.
and the option to expand the library. It was
Oh,
his
thank you so
response.
much.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So I guess maybe
No,
what
and
we
this.
could.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Stephen,
no.
go
I
ahead.
was just going to ask him to run down the features, but go ahead, Glenn.
I was just going to ask, is this going to be like a kit form factor? You're going to buy it and it gets assembled, and like the arcade furniture. 'Cause I know you get the top piece and then you got the bottom piece. So is it a pre-assembled kit, or is some of it pre-assembled? You kind of just maybe put the base together. How does it come when they purchase this?
Oh, I love your questions. It is sort of a kit, very much IKEA-like, right? One thing is now it's extremely easy to assemble. Um, I have a kid. Um, he's 11 years old, and he assembled in I think 12 minutes without any instructions. So if he's able, and he doesn't have much IKEA experience, to tell the truth. Just with a screwdriver, 12 minutes. It's very easy to assemble. Now, great thing is that our box is extremely small, so that you can actually take it on a motorcycle. So,
It's much safer for the guys out there that want to transport it on a motorcycle. For sure.
No, our box is pretty small, and it's much lighter. I was able to travel in our box through airplanes, no problem.
Oh,
No
wow.
extra charge.
Really?
So
Really?
That's pretty.
Very
yeah,
impressive.
That's interesting.
yeah. I can carry this by myself, and it's really well done. One thing is now we have a very strong factory, right, and very strong designer as well. And our design of the product manufacturability was done by a team that has over 30 years of experiences in arcade making arcade machines, right? So they've made some really popular, really big arcade machines in the past. Big, not the size big, but popularity big. And using that experience, they were able to make it so that it's extremely easy to assemble. And again, my 11-year-old kid did it in 12 minutes. So without instructions.
Oh, nobody reads instructions anymore. Come on.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
I
Why-
agree.
it's
I agree.
included,
I
forget
agree.
about forget
I,
about
I've
it.
I've been trying to figure out.
I
I've,
agree.
I've been trying to figure out what to do with all my instruction manuals. I'm kidding.
Fireplace,
Yeah.
fireplace in the winter.
So
Yeah,
why
it's very easy to assemble.
why don't you run down some of the features of the actual arcade that the I mean, I know it's the experience and whatnot, but
Yeah.
what is the experience? What are we getting with this arcade if we buy it? I know Doug, maybe you can kind of go into it a little bit, the pricing scheme that we saw with the Kickstarter from the announcement for him while he, kind of thinks about, the feature process, right?
Well, yeah. Or I don't want to like steal the thunder away from Jong, so I'll let him talk about the pricing.
Right.
But
It's all right.
we got a new design. You showed off some new design features. You also announced that we'll have a 19-inch screen shipping stock. So originally you were showing off 17-inch and 19-inch versions, and it looks like you decided to settle on the 19-inch version. So that's really impressive. That's something that helps separate you from your competitors. You've got high quality joysticks and buttons. You've got the hybrid functionality of it, where you can use it type like a countertop or a bar top, or you can have it placed on a stand so where it's a full size machine if that's something people are interested in. And then I'll let you take it away with the pricing, John.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. So from a pricing perspective, we've been getting a lot of questions about how much the price is. So I feel really relieved now that I'm done with the homework. um, but it really had to do with some of the latest decisions that we had to make, like the screen size. As I said in the Facebook Live today, for example, these parts are extremely expensive, right? So going from 17-inch to 19-inch, I'm being very frank and honest here. It increases our cost of purchase of the part by about $15 to $20, right? And typically, when you're looking at retail pricing, you typically multiply that by 4 to do a quick calculation of how much the retail prices are. So that takes to about $60 to $80 increase in price. So if we were to take the normal route, it would have like brought the price of the device by like about $100. But we decided not to do that because this is actually a real passion project, right? And we said let's follow our passion, and we want people to. So right now we're playing with our device, right? And it's awesome, right? When we're like every day we're talking like we need to get this to people. They need to experience this, and then we said, how can we deliver the best experience so people can really enjoy and be proud of owning our product? As part of the picture, we have to make 19-inch happen, and we have to do it without increasing the cost. So, so let's see the cost, and let's deliver the product that people will really enjoy and fall in love with. So these are some of the things that sort of had us to delay the price announcement, but we just said, excuse my language, but we just said screw that. We're just gonna do it. So we just made it happen. With 599 price, it's I said in the Facebook Live too, but it's not really about money for us. It's about passion and getting our passion to everybody. So that's with 599, it doesn't help us too much from a financial perspective. I just let you know, but to us, it was much more important to deliver this experience to everybody in the world, and have them fall in love with it. So that's where that came from. Now, going to Kickstarter, The reason why we decide to do a Kickstarter is exactly that. We totally understand that uh, for for many people in the world, 5.99 is a great price. Especially right, we know how much those the arcade machines are out there today, and with our capabilities, it right, we've done some market research, and the response that we got was about 3 times higher price expectation for at least for our device. Uh, but at the same time, we also understand that there are also people who really want our device, but 599 is a reachable goal. So that's why we said we want to deliver this to everybody in the world. And right now, the best route is to do a Kickstarter, so we can offer that opportunity for people to be able to do it. Because Kickstarter, if you do it, then it does reduce our cost somewhat, so that it enables us to be able to deliver at those prices.
Cool.
Did
I'm
that answer
looking
the
at there.
question? Or?
Yeah, no, I mean they're posted in the chat room here, 2.99 for the Kickstarter. I think a lot of people are probably going to jump on board. I think I do recall Doug
Yeah.
saying that he was going to be the guinea pig and
Yeah.
jump in
Oh,
on it.
absolutely. 299, you got my money, John. You got my money.
Thank you, thank you, my friend. Thank you.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed my experience playing this at CES. So to hear the pricing and everything, I'm anxious to own one, buy one myself. So can't wait for it.
thank you. Let me just say a couple things. So number one, 299 is a starting price. So uh, right, first come first come first grab, right?
Mhm.
So we're sending out all our information as soon as they happen through our email list and things like that. And so if you can subscribe to those, then you get information firsthand, because these pricings, as you know how Kickstarters work, right? They're price tiered. So um, it's first come first serve. That's number one. Number two, um, Doug, our device is so much better than when you first saw it. So
Well, that's even more
it,
impressive. Yeah.
it's completely different. Let me put it that way. That's
Well,
why
that's
I'm like so anxious to show it to you.
good. I mean, you showed off your new design today. You can talk about that,
Yeah.
because when I saw at CES versus what you've showed off today is two totally different items just from an aesthetic perspective.
Oh, thank you so much. Also from functionality perspective as well.
Oh,
It's gotten, yeah, the experience at the time. Quite honestly, we thought it was good, but we wanted to make it better. So we continuously enhanced our product, and it played really well at the time as well, I thought, and then it plays much better now. And also we have a lot more games as well, right?
mhm.
That's the other thing. And then maybe I should say this now. I'm not done yet.
Oh, still
Right?
tinkering with it.
I'm not done yet. I so
Does
our
that
team
mean like Wi-Fi's coming for it maybe or something along that? Is there? I don't remember.
Wi-Fi. We already have Wi-Fi.
You have
Mhm.
Wi-Fi in it?
We already have. It's
I
already
haven't
yeah.
touched it.
It's already connected.
I've seen it just briefly because everything was kind of hit or miss, so I didn't really pay much attention with the CES announcement because everything was changing.
Of course, of course, of course. Man, I need to get you one of these. We are Wi-Fi connected. We do have 82.11 AC connection.
Oh, nice.
Very
AC
fast.
on it.
Yeah, AC on
Wow.
it. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how keep it
yeah.
cool,
Yeah. So,
right?
John, you want me to pull up the new design that you showed today that for people that didn't see it,
Sure,
and then
absolutely.
you could kind of
Thank you.
talk about this because somebody brought up in the chat room about since sound seems to be very important with the experience. Are you planning on adding a subwoofer to this?
That's a great question. Of course, in the future, anything is possible. We are listening to you guys very carefully, right? Because I've been consumer before, and there are many times where I wanted something, and I wanted the company to hear me, but nobody was hearing me, and I didn't like that. So when I formed my company, that was the first thing I said. We're listening to our consumers. We're listening to our fans. So we're listening to you, and if there's enough demands, we'll definitely look into those. And software is actually one of the things that was brought a couple times, right? The stand has capability, and there's a lot of opportunity to be done with the stand. And one of the things is the subwoofer. Now, one thing to keep in mind about subwoofer is that those are pretty expensive, right? So the question is, do we want to create a separate stand with subwoofer in it that may cost a lot of money? But that's something to think about from a, what is it? If there's enough demand, right? That we'll definitely look into and things like that. But one thing that I'll tell you is the bass on our system is really, really amazing, right? So quite honestly, I'm like, do we really need it with the current sound? Um, Not really, uh,
Because
because
80
our
watts right in
our
front of your face like that is pretty powerful.
yeah, it's very powerful. Doug, you heard it in CES.
Yeah.
It's gotten much better since then.
Oh, even better.
Even better since then. Yeah, yeah. And it's extremely powerful. When I let me tell you a funny story. I was at one of these celebrity events. I think this was at Oscar or Grammy, one of the two events that we were invited to. And we one of the celebrities came over and he pumped up the sound all the way, and he was playing Dead Effect 2, and he shot a gun, boom, and all of a sudden everybody ducked, gunshot, and the sound is that powerful, and the bass is very strong. So when you actually shoot, you can actually feel it. That's how powerful it is.
Wow.
I have a little
So
question if I could sneak in here for a second.
Yes.
Only
of
because
course.
You've been
you know
quiet.
you're coming in. I have been because I've been contemplating my questions. So with we have a lot of manufacturers right now on the playing field now. We obviously have Arcade One Up, we have AtGames, and you guys are coming into the ring now. And there's other ones as well. One of the
Uh-huh.
things that's kind of been happening with everyone is how's customer service. We had
Yeah.
some of these manufacturers come out with product. They stumbled in the beginning and they've been getting their feet now. So
Mm.
with you coming into the play field, obviously you've had some time to kind of see what the other manufacturers had happen. How are you guys looking to handle any customer service? Of course, in a perfect world, there wouldn't be. But if something should
Mhm.
happen,
Of course.
what do you guys have in place to take care of the people who purchase the product?
That's a great question, and that's
I have
something
a lot of
that we
great
want to.
questions today. I'm good.
That question is also first time that I'm hearing, and you're asking the right questions and great questions. So thank you for that. Um, Now, man, I really hate saying this, but that's another TBD, because the reason why I say TBD is because we want to make the experience perfect, right? I keep on saying the word experience, but that's what we are really about, making
Right.
that experience perfect. So in order for me to be able to make it perfect, it takes a long time, and customer service is actually one of them, right? I've been the consumer side for a very long time as well, and there are many times when I said, "Oh my God, these guys are not taking care of me. I'm disappointed," and that's something that we're trying to move away from. So we want to make this perfect. We're going to take our time to make it perfect. And we actually want our fans, our consumers and users to be part of our family. We call them we call them family. So if we're a family, then you have to take care of them, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, that's an important thing. I mean, nothing is ever perfect. Not everyone can be Doug. It's just not possible. You may get it. You might get a me. You might
Dog
get a
is
me. So,
impossible to do. Yeah, yeah.
so the thing is, nothing's ever perfect. It is about the user experience. I mean, obviously, when you're selling anything, the experience comes from when you purchase it to the last day you use it. And obviously, along the
Yeah,
way, there's going to be issues, but it just depends on how you're treated when there are issues. If something arises, how well you're taken care of. Because I'll tell you right now, was in customer service for a lot of years myself, and
mm,
you can have the most irate person with the biggest issue, but if you just
mm,
treat them well and some respect, usually they're
mm,
fine with it. Oh, it's going to take so long.
yeah,
It's going to take a couple weeks to get a product. It's got to come from China, Japan, whatever. They deal with it.
mm,
So yeah,
mm.
I'm just trying to find out. As long as that's I'm assuming everyone would be that way, but it's your mentality of
Mm.
you're there to make sure they're taken care of. To be
Yeah,
determined is understandable. You haven't even launched it yet, but it's
Right.
just something I want to plant in your head that's
yeah,
just as important as having great sound, great graphics, a great product. Is
mhm,
you have to be there for the times where things are not perfect. How well they're treated, because that customer is the one, as we all know, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. But the happy customers you never hear from. Usually, you get a quick,
yeah,
it's great, it's great. But that one person with the one problem can derail everything. So I just want to make
yeah,
sure that's something that's on your mindset, that customer support is just as important as the aesthetics, the sound, the speakers, and so forth. So just want to plant it.
I completely agree with you. And in fact, that's one area that I am focusing on myself, right? Personally, myself, to make sure that the experience is going to be perfect. When I say our fans and our users are family, I really mean it. And we take care of our families, right? So we are definitely looking into that. And where this all comes into play, right? Everything is sort of like that, where we say we are listening to you, we are really listening to you, right? So if you have any issue, and let's say you call our customer support and you file the issue, I'm going to be looking at them myself personally, right, to make sure that these are resolved. Now, one thing that we're doing on our device that where we think we're doing it well is that if you see an issue, that's not the end of the story, because for us, let's say you have a software issue. Our software is upgradable through Wi-Fi. So you report an issue, and then we'll fix it, and then we're gonna get it to your device as soon as we can. Um, if you look at our device, our device hardware, right, is extremely modular. For example, the top portion consists of, I think it was 10 different modules. Let's say if something breaks down, all we have to do is replace that module with a new module. It's very easy to plug in. It's very easy to fix. So we designed our product on purpose so that it's very easy to fix, very fast to fix. On the software side, everything is always upgradable. So if you see any issue, that's nothing in the world, because we're gonna fix it and we're gonna get it to you. So customer service, enablement. We've worked very hard to take care of from an enablement perspective. So we enabled it. Now, from a actual service perspective, we're working very hard right now to make sure that it's perfect, because you guys are family to me, and you guys are family to us.
That's great.
Thank you.
Another question I saw in the chat room, and I apologize, I didn't see who put it there. They did ask a question about HDMI out. Is that something like an
Mhm.
option you'll have in there to not only for streamers, YouTubers to stream it, but some people want to, display it on maybe an external projector or something like that. Does this have the ability to have an HDMI out?
That's a great question. We've actually been looking into that very hard, and we've decided not to
Do
implement
it,
it
do it,
at the moment.
do it. Hey, I'm just being real, because I mean, think about it. I know you might have decided not to do that, and I know I cut you off there, but I think that, like, for if you want to bring something in like this in a live stream, and I know you're not thinking about that, but down the road, this could be something that you could show your product off so much better by having that HDMI. I know we're being selfish about that, but you see what we're
That's
able
all
to do
right.
with the Legends Ultimate, and that has HDMI.
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you, and I totally agree with you. And like I said, anything is possible in the future. I've actually heard several comments about HDMI out, and it's something that I would personally like to have myself too. So, right, anything is possible in the future. Right now, what we wanted to deliver was that perfect experience of playing the game right in front of our device. That's
Mhm.
where we like totally focused on to make that perfect, without getting derailed,
Can I
right?
can I ask a
So
really stupid question, and not I'm
uh,
not I won't
no,
I don't want to say
no
it's
such thing.
stupid, but all these 3/4 cabs
No
have
such question.
have come out,
Yeah.
and if you have a now my wife, she's supportive of this. I have 12 cabinets down here. I've got the virtual pinball, I got the AtGames. Okay, this is the game room down here in the studio. But what about the
Mm.
guys out there that maybe are buying your arcade that don't have a most understanding wife? One of the things that I've seen every one of these companies fail to produce is a headphone jack.
Yeah.
Something that
Oh, I
simple.
thought you were gonna say a flower pot to pop out flowers to give to the wife. Okay, that works too.
Well,
That's
that's on
good.
you're on your own with that one. But I mean, you have this great sound and capabilities, but it would be great to have a headphone jack for those guys that, especially if your wife is working a different shift, or you have kids and they want to play and it's in your living room because you don't have a game room, and you're sitting there trying to watch TV or watch a program, and you want them to play with, and of course they want the sound because it's got killer sound. Headphones, is that something that's in the pipeline or thought about, or is there a reason that you're not doing something like that?
Let me start here. First of all, I will think about the flower pot feature on our merchandise.
Awesome. See?
I think that's a great idea.
How's that for customer service, Glenn?
How's that? Yeah.
The second thing, I will say, love the question, great question, and done. Which come true. We already have 3.5 millimeter SFJ.
Well,
Nice.
I seen
And
I
yeah.
seen something like that, but I wanted to draw attention to it because nobody has it. Nobody thought about
Right.
doing that. You're talking about experience. See, Glenn, I can
Right.
do
Yeah.
good questions too.
You
Not just
can.
you're not
You
just the only
definitely
one.
can. And you know what? If they can't do the HDMI out, try and at least put in some RF, and we can use our
Oh,
old game
all
switch
right.
boxes
Let's
here.
get off of
You
him
know,
right now.
Channel 3, Channel 4.
Glenn, I heard you loud and clear.
No, you
Again,
didn't.
like I
Don't
said,
do that.
anything possible.
you can't get more retro than RF, and that's I think what's happening.
Yeah.
I personally think there are many ways to get game displayed onto a TV. I heard you. I heard you loud and clear. And
Ooh, air display. Oh, I see where he's going with this. I see where he's NDI. I'm liking this. So Triple Lex in the chat room wants to know, all right, how many games are coming on this bad boy?
Oh, thank you so much for asking the question. I get a lot of the question. And let me answer this question. I want to jump back to the previous question real quickly too. But right now on Game Store, we'll have a lot. We do have over 200 games officially licensed,
Nice.
and we have really amazing games, and many of the games that I'm willing to bet that you'll be surprised because it's surprising me right now still. So new experiences as well as old nostalgic experiences. I mean, somebody who was very attentive saw the video that I played today and said, "Hey, you guys have this and this game that I haven't heard before. Cool." And lots more like that coming soon, right? From a preload perspective, a lot of people asking that question. Uh, we want our preloads to be something that really showcases the device, right? And these games you will play and you will fall in love with. And we're going to make sure that that happens. Great thing about our device is that preloaded games are not the only ones that you can play. You can always get new games from our app store, right? In other words, we're not going to crowd you, make the device crowded with like 10 million games that you're not going to play. We're going to give you a great games, a good number of games that are amazing to play. You will always play this with your kids and or by yourself, and love them. And then go to App Store to get more games. They'll be pretty affordable as well, and so that your device is yours. It contains games that you like. It doesn't contain the games that the uh, like for example me. I thought you liked that I want to give you, and end up that you don't play. You will actually have the device games that you like on the devices because on our device you can pick and choose.
So
Right.
you're not going to put like 20 versions of Centipede on there and 30 versions of Burger Time and
Unless you want it.
I mean, well, no,
Put
because
it on yourself.
that's what a lot of guys
If
are
you want
doing.
to buy 30 versions, you can do that.
Hey, that's what a lot of guys are doing with their MAME cabinets, and I just don't see the point to it. And
Right.
I get it,
Mhm.
like there's an original version of Tetris. There's I get it. I do. It's nostalgic. Glenn would do it. He'd probably have 3 of each, but the
Yeah, it's true.
but you're right. I mean, I want something. I'm very particular with the arcade cabinets, and I broke my rule last week on my one arcade that I put Sega CD and TurboGrafx games on, and I was strictly keeping it arcade games. I did not want anything else, but I broke down, and it's all Doug and Glenn's fault. That's all I'm saying.
Isn't it
Oh.
always Doug and Glenn's fault, right?
Always. That's right. See, he's only been on the show almost an hour, and he already
And that's
knows
cardinal
it's
rule.
Doug and Glenn's fault.
Get it?
See, I'm glad.
Yeah. So we are wanting to make sure that your device is yours, and we don't take over. So When you get your device, of course, when you first turn it on, you have to have games. And I want you to say, "Holy cow, this is like the best game ever." And then let's see what else is on there. And you go in and go, "Holy cow, you got awesome games on here. I'm gonna get the games that I love." And device, right? So that device is really yours.
Now,
It's not mine.
can
But
you bring
us,
your
yeah.
own game? Like if you have your own, like say from Steam or something like that, can you bring it yourself, or are we locked to your app store?
So first of all, Steam, we'll see what happens in the future. From a piracy perspective, we definitely do not support piracy. I've been in the industry for a very long time, and so have my teammates. And we've worked with and talked to a lot of game publishers before. And these game publishers are people that are spending a lot of money and a lot of effort to bring you the best games that right you guys love. And these people are losing a lot of money because some of the dishonest companies are stealing their games, right? So our number one rule for us was we need to make sure piracy does not happen on our device. But at the same time, you know what people are really actually looking for, especially from my research, is not piracy, but they're looking for something that's affordable,
Right.
right?
Right.
So if you have something that's affordable, that is very official, and you don't have to waste a lot of time or risk your computer to getting virus and things like that to get, and it's very easy to do. It's gonna give you the best experience you will ever have. People will pay for them, and people actually want to pay for them. But today, they couldn't because they had no other option. We are giving them that option to make sure that they get the best games, official games at prices that are affordable, that they will fall in love with. At the same time, they support your developers that are putting a lot of effort for you to bring these great games. So that's what we're about on that question.
Well, and you're right. I mean, you're absolutely right. People would pay for them, but there's been a long time where that simply wasn't possible. I mean, it's only in the past
Exactly.
maybe 10 years that retro gaming's really come to the forefront.
Yeah.
Companies really didn't care, but they
Yeah.
cared, but they didn't care to cater to people like us. But now they're realizing, you know what? There's a lot of money to be made here. And I would
Mm.
say 90, 95% of us, I mean, obviously, look around me, I buy five of them. So
Yeah.
people will buy that, but there's always going to be piracy. No, there's always going to be
Yeah.
that time where that's still going to happen. So
Yeah.
I understand what you're trying to say, and I also understand from the licensee's standpoint. But to
Mm.
make something completely uncrackable, I mean, you can look at any of the Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 4. As hard as they try to lock it down,
Mm.
it's more of a challenge to get it hacked, and they've always done it.
Well, look at the
So
Yeah.
TurboGrafx Mini. It didn't even take what people didn't even
Yeah.
have it 3
technically,
days
it's
and
not
it was
even out
hacked.
here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
It's
mean,
not
I
even
and
heard
out
the
it's
news.
technically
it's
out
already
here.
been hacked, you
So
know?
right,
Yeah.
and you know what? Part of that is again, the mini, as you all know, I've been not quiet about it. The minis, I
No.
really am enjoying them. But even with that being said, there are some games on there that to me were questionable. Just like the PlayStation didn't have like a Crash Bandicoot. There's some weird games on there. They're all fun
Mhm.
games, but to have Devil's Crush, I'm sorry, to have Alien Crush, not have Devil's Crush. I mean, that was a much better
Yeah.
game. So it's just things like that. It's an individual thing, and you can't get it on the mini. It's just not offered. Period. So it's
Yep.
it's when things like that happen. I'm still bought the product, but yeah, Devil's Cross is probably going to find its way on the mini at some point. But what you're
Hmm.
doing is, I understand what you're doing is you're going to have an app store where you can purchase it. With that, I'm rolling into my long-winded question: is uh, when you purchase the game, obviously you're downloading the content. I'm assuming to your machine, and you have it. What if you lose the license for that game? Does that individual still hold on to the game they purchased, or do you have to pull it from the machine?
We don't have to pull it. One thing that I make sure that we support is whatever you buy is yours, right? So I've fallen into similar thing before where, for example, I purchased something through, like for example, like streaming platforms, right? And the company went out of business, and I lost everything, and I hated that. So from on us, whatever you buy is yours. You get to keep. Um, so we're gonna make sure that that happens. Um, and then, of course, again, just going back to what you said, uh, it makes sense, right? If again, if the device is closed, then you only have like 10 games, and that's it, and you don't like those games. But there's no other way to get your games in. Yeah, I understand that people will hack it so that they can get the games that they have downloaded and loaded to be able to play. But if you're offering a system where now it's open, and you will be able to get all these games that you like onto the system because the platform is open, then I think the story changes a lot. And there there of course there are many people out in the world who loves to pirate for fun, right? That's a very small percentage, but yes. But most of the people that I've uh, looked at and talked to and interacted with, most of these people actually want to support the developers and at the same time make if they just not drink, I don't know, some cups of coffee, then they can get their favorite games easily, and all these are
Right.
official, and these are guaranteed to be perfect experience that they were designed for. I mean, I spend some I would not drink some cup of coffee and just get these things, right? Because I want to be able to do all these from our tech, technology perspective. We are doing everything to protect up the device, right? So that piracy does not happen on our platform. Again, there will always be people who's gonna try to go in and crack it and things like that. Of course, there are always those people. But from our moral perspective, I think that's where we're important. Moral perspective, our goal is not enable and we condone piracy. Period.
Mhm. And from a technical aspect, you mentioned it earlier on your previous live stream. You've got some actually pretty interesting, beefy hardware inside this. You want to touch on
Yeah.
what you've got inside this machine?
Uh, that's a really good question. Now, I've said this a couple of times before, but one thing that I don't sort of like talking about is specification, right? I delivered it today because a lot of people were asking about it, but I've actually been developing some very complicated products in my life. I developed a lot of mobile devices, right? My previous life. And so one thing that I've learned from all these experiences is um, specification doesn't mean anything, right? Because no matter how you spend a lot of money and put the most expensive components in here to beef it up, it's gonna slow down eventually, right? It took about a month, at most 2 months. Every single device will slow down. That's because these devices are trying to do everything at the same time, and it doesn't, right? It always slows down. But what happened was that because you put in expensive components in here, it really jacked up the price. So these, right? If you look at how the prices of your mobile phones are going up tremendously these days, you'll know what I mean. So instead of that, what we said is we have really good specs right now, right? And the games are running amazingly right now. But what we said is, let's go the other way, right? First of all, let's make the spec great, right? Specification from engineering wise great, but what's more important than spending a lot of money to buy these components is how we engineer it. And we have really good engineers in our team, and we engineered it so that it's like really optimized for gaming experiences for both hardware and software. And these hardware and software are optimized to each other. And if you look at our software, I mean, again, you guys know the specs today from today, but all these um, high spec hardware that we have are 100, say 99.999% utilized for the game that you're playing right now. So if you're playing the same game on another device, right, and then you play this on our device is much cheaper than the device that you're playing this on, like, right? But it plays much better on our device. I've actually had people ask me, like, holy cow, what happened? And I tell them that this is all about great engineering. It's all about great optimization. And this is what's bringing the experience, great experience that you're having. And that's why the most important thing is the experience. It has nothing to do with the specification.
That'll be interesting
So
to compare that with the other
yeah.
players on the market and actually do video comparisons. Maybe the same. Really,
Mhm.
can't you get through a
Well,
whole
he's talking
show
about
without?
experience. Well, he's talking about experience. You know, it was an 8-bit machine, but it had the experience of a 16-bit machine. So I understand what he's saying, and I agree with it. Hardware specs don't really mean anything because a lot of times
Yeah.
in the industry, you had much more powerful machines, and the less powerful one, like the Nintendo Wii, it
Oh,
was much less
absolutely.
powerful than the PS3 and the Xbox, and it blew it away. The games were fun, and it didn't really matter about the horsepower. They were better playing games. So I understand what he's trying to say. That's what I was trying to do with my little TurboGrafx.
Yeah. You were trying to throw it in
That's
Doug's
interesting.
face. I know what you were doing. I'm not. Listen, every time I see you doing that, I sit there and go,
Mhm.
he's trying to rub it in Doug's face. He's like sitting there like,
No, no.
No,
Doug is gonna cry.
I'm
no.
not that kind of person.
Doug's gonna ninja kick you in the next week.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me
John,
have a week. I need 2 days, man. Just wait till Sunday if we kick me into the following week.
John, we're gonna have to wrap up this portion of the show, the recording here. Do you got
Yeah.
anything final that you want to kind of give to everybody, and then they can, those that stick around for post show, they can call you and ask some questions on the show.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. So I'm very excited for today. I'm very excited that you're with us, right? And again, this was a passion project. We're making this happen. We're doing this we're making it for you, and we want to make this successful together because if we do this together as a team, then we can get more games and things like that as well. So let's make this happen together. You guys are family to me. We'll make sure that we deliver you the best product possible. Again, from an announcement perspective, right, if you can sign up on our website and our social media and things, we're going to make sure that we deliver the latest information to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for having me today. It was a lot of fun. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys check out iArcade on all the social channels and iArcade.com, and we'll see what comes out. I know this guy's already sold on it, Mr. Douglas Smith. YouTube.com/CoolToy.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I enjoyed my experience at CES playing it, and now Jong's telling me it's even better than it was then. It's got a new vamped up, reskinned look, new button colors. I mean, I really like the new design. It's much improved in my opinion over what I saw at CES. So I'm very
Thank you.
excited about this. So definitely, if you guys are interested, make sure you're sticking around to the social media channels because you don't want to miss that early bird pricing. That's for sure.
Also, Doug's
Thank you,
been
Doug.
sorry, Doug's been working on a
We're gonna surprise you even more. But
Oh, bet.
sorry, go ahead.
Awesome.
Doug's
Yeah.
been working on some videos for his Legends Academy. What's on deck for this week, if you can share?
Yeah, so Sunday it'll be a little tutorial on getting to know the ArcadeNet side of the AtGames Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet, learning a little bit about what those games look like, how they differ from the 350 built-in games, and what your online capabilities look like with the ArcadeNet system.
Awesome. So make sure you guys subscribe over at youtube.com/CoolToy. And this guy's been busy too, and I think Negan's kind of taken over your studio quite a few times.
Yeah, I think actually there may start to be a Negan episodes coming out. He seems to be quite excited, and I've been really busy with work, so maybe Negan may have a couple more episodes coming out. He seems to be enjoying himself.
Absolutely. Well, make sure you guys go check him out. And your buddy over here, John, he messaged me and he says, Glenn's YouTube link is wrong in his lower third, and I've told him months ago, and he just ignored it. I said, well, you need to tell me because that's when it'll get changed. But Mr. John Wagner wanted to make sure that everybody knows youtube.com/GPlanamento, not Glenn's Retro Show, unless he changes it. So,
you know what? There was one other thing we forgot to talk about, dude.
What's that?
I can't believe we forgot it. I started yet another Facebook group. Talk about
Yeah, why didn't you bring that up? You bring up everything else.
I don't know. I guess I'm not good at self-promotion. It's not who I am.
All right, so you started a new. All right, I'll do it for you then. So Glenn started a new group that's dedicated to all these mini consoles, and you guys can go. What's the exact link? I don't have it pulled up.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to put it up. We'll put it up maybe later in the show notes. But basically, it's the completely unofficial Classic Mini fan page.
Oh no, it's the official group.
Official.
I'm calling it the official.
You call it official? Okay, it's the completely official, unofficial mini fan book group. So basically, all the minis, like this one, minis,
Oh, here he goes
all the
again,
mini
Doug.
machines, and we have nostalgia in there, and we're trying to get other YouTubers like Patton Plays. Hopefully, he's going to join us as well, because these guys are very good at the hacking aspect of these little machines. So we're trying to make this group in a way to enhance your machines a little bit more.
Awesome. So make sure you guys go check it out, look for it. And guys, remember, next week, no show on Friday. The show will be on Saturday. Those of you that are still here, stick around. We're going to open up the call-in line so you guys can call in. And don't forget, we got a giveaway that we got to do coming up. And you guys can find me everywhere, the Tech Buzz, that everywhere. You can just go to thetechbuzz.net. We will see you guys next week for more of the Retro Buzz. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. This is when everybody
people get to call in.
Okay. And if you guys want to call in, we've got the phone number here. Call in 610-936-9535. If you've got specific questions for Glenn, myself, P-Dubs. I think P-Dubs is here somewhere. Oh, there he is.
What's up, man?
How you guys doing?
He's
Good. You have some news, man. You got some announcements to make.
I do? Oh yeah.
P-Dubs is Santa Claus.
Yeah, because in partnership with AtGames, because they've hit 3,000 fans on their fan page, we are giving away P-Dubs Arcade Loft stickers, guys. We got a whole bunch of stickers.
Wait.
We gotta
Wait
get
a
rid of
second.
these things, guys. So that's our big giveaway today. Nothing special. Just some stickers. Take these stickers, please. Please. So do you want me to do the giveaway right now, or what do you
Well,
want
I
to do?
mean, unless you want to wait till next week or, next
no,
month.
Let's do it now. So AtGames is giving away 5 flashback blasts to 5 lucky members of the fan page. We picked these folks at random. And what's kind of funny is after I picked the names, I took a look at their accounts because we have to verify that it's an actual person who's engaged on the fan page, not a bot account or anything like that. And some of these folks actually have a really good story. So our first winner is going to be, let me grab it here, Mr. Michael Lloyd. Mr. Michael Lloyd. I don't know if you can see that or not. What's cool about Michael, can you see it?
Hey, Michael, before P-Dubs goes any further, if you're in the chat room, call us up. Tell us.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Tell us something.
Yeah. Now, here's what's really cool about Michael Lloyd, guys. He just got his AtGames Legends Ultimate today. This is his first day.
There you go.
Look at that.
So that's really, really cool. Now, the second winner, winner number 2, is going to be Jamie Power. Jamie Power is the winner. And I noticed Jamie is a very engaged member in the community. So congratulations to Jamie for winning a flashback blast. The next one here is for Mr. Terrence Anthony. Terrence Anthony is the winner. So we definitely appreciate that. Terrence is another engaged member on our fan page. Pretty cool.
Awesome.
Man,
right?
Terrence's got really neat handwriting. He writes like so neat.
He does.
Yeah. All right. Now this is the last 2, they also have really good stories attached to them. So the next winner is Maurice Haskins, or Hoskins, might be Haskins. Maurice Haskins is the winner, and Maurice is another AtGames Legends Ultimate person who just got their cabinet today as well. Just received it this morning.
Wow.
So luck of the draw. We had 2 of those. Now
Did they bring it home on a motorcycle?
Now the last one is my favorite. I was so happy when this name got pulled. Are you guys ready for this one? So I don't know if you guys will remember this name from the fan page or not, but Mr. Jim Seamers. Jim Seamers is our last winner. And Jim Seamers is the guy who his AtGames Legends Ultimate got delivered, but instead of delivering an AtGames Legends Ultimate, they delivered a couch. You guys remember this? On the fan page?
I do remember
Yeah, you know
It
what?
was-
The
it was-
furniture guy
it was
took
so-
the furniture guy took the cabinet home. He said, "Here, you can have the couch."
right. It's so funny. One of the best stories I've ever seen on our fan page. The guy posted a picture. He goes, "Well, my AtGames got delivered, and it was a big brown box, the same size, but it was a couch, not an AtGames Legends Ultimate." And it was hilarious. And but since that time, I believe he has received his actual cabinet.
Well, not to
um,
interrupt you, P-Dubs, but we got a caller
yeah.
calling in. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Is Glenn Clemento there?
Glenn Plenamento is right there. Oh, here we go. Did he pay you to call in?
He didn't pay me.
Well, then you got ripped off then.
Hey, I can't help. I can't help if a fan calls. What do you want from me? They're fans. They stalk me.
I'm not a fan. I'm your son.
Oh,
That's awesome.
that's the best wording of that ever.
I hope
I'm
you
not a
give
fan,
I hope
I'm
you
your
give him
son.
something for calling in for that. You're a big fan.
I don't know. Like he lost it for saying he's not a fan. He's my son. He lost whatever he was going to get. You know what the problem is? You know what the problem is? I got him his $25 for Fortnite last night. I should have saved that for tonight.
Ah, there you
Ah.
So what can I do for you, young fan?
Well, wait.
So, Dad, when are you going?
Wait.
Oh?
I heard a little something that next Friday is a special day for you.
It is?
I heard through the grapevine that next week is your birthday.
It is.
How old are you
Happy
going to be?
birthday, man. That's awesome.
I'm going to be 15.
15.
Awesome.
Holy smokes. Well, happy birthday,
Good
man.
age,
Poor
good
kid.
age.
Poor kid
Thank you.
survived me raising him for the past 11 years. I don't know how he survived, but he did. So he's a strong kid.
That's awesome.
Well, happy birthday to you. Go ahead and ask your question that you had for your dad. I'll put him back
Okay.
over.
Fan, not dad. Fan.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, fan.
So, Dad, when are you going to play Bomberman again? It's been a long time.
Oh,
Oh, actually, you know what? You're right. And no, we'll do a live stream because I got 2 controllers for my mini, so we'll do a live stream of some Bomberman 94, which is a great game. It's an excellent game on the mini. So we could do it maybe this weekend. How about that?
Okay.
There's actually
In
a
between-
question. There's a question for your fan in the YouTube chat. They want to
Oh.
know, how does it feel living with Emperor Glenn?
Mm,
You know, it's kind of funny. That's actually his name, believe it or not. Emperor Cole is his Minecraft name. So if you're playing Minecraft, you come across Emperor
Nice.
Cole. That is him. He's the emperor.
Wait a second. Doesn't he have a
just-
YouTube channel as well?
yeah.
He does.
Well, listen, man. We got to give you some etiquette on calling in here. You got to pimp your stuff, man. Ask P-Dubs. He's like the king of that. He knows how to do it. He'll give you some lessons, man.
I got stickers.
Okay.
Go ahead. Tell everybody what your YouTube channel is.
So my YouTube channel is just Cold Fundamento.
Awesome. So everybody needs to go to subscribe. YouTube.com/.
You gotta tell him what to do, bud. Tell him what you do.
Well, I mean, like, it's about one of my favorite shows that not many people know about, so it's not really anything like.
Wait a minute. I had to buy YouTube Red for a show you can watch that not so many people know about. Is that what you're telling me? I'm paying $14 a month for a show that like no one knows about? Are you kidding me?
What a good dad.
But in any case, what he does, he's very good at Minecraft, and he does a lot of Minecraft shows. He's excellent with that. And now we were playing Fortnite for a while together, and I was always that little bitch hiding in the corner and hiding and surviving.
You do that a lot.
Now I can't even play it. I do.
You do that a lot.
I'm skinny. I can fit in corners. But he's gotten really good. He plays and he does really, really well. Me, he finds a spot for me because Dad hide here, and I just crouch in the corner. And hide.
So it's youtube.com/coldplanamento, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you guys in the chat room, go subscribe. Get this boy some subscribers.
Thank you, kind friend,
Thank
stranger,
you.
person, man.
Thanks for calling.
Well,
Cole.
thanks for calling in, Cole. We really appreciate it. There's
You're
also
welcome.
there's also another young lady that's on YouTube, and I don't know if Lawrence is watching, but his daughter Bella, right? She's doing good at games with Bella. So if you guys haven't subscribed, go subscribe. Give her some love over there. She's trying to do some videos and whatnot, and even though Lawrence has to deal with a lot of lag on his side, um, you know, we'll get by. What are you laughing for?
Because I know the inside joke to that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Duh.
So where are we at?
There was also, real quick, there was a super chat that came in. P-Dubs, do you see that super chat that came through?
No, I did not.
All right, Glenn, can you read it, or Doug, or somebody?
Yeah, I can read it. It was from Ben Salser. He just wanted to say he gave us a super chat, a large super chat, just because I appreciate your time and info for the community. So, Ben,
Thanks,
thanks
Ben.
a lot. Really appreciate it, man. That's very cool of you.
Much
Unlike my
appreciated.
son, who's making me spend $15 a month for something no one apparently knows about.
So P-Dubs, before while we're waiting for other callers to call in, do you have any questions for? I know you got to play it over at CES, but I'm sure you've got some questions as well for Jung, right?
For the iArcade, well, I got to tell you, not really a question. I got to give him some feedback. Although the cabinet still has the same form factor, when you put on that change in vinyl graphics, that thing looks hot, man. I'm impressed. Like that looks it looks so much better now than the bright white original version.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm
Oh,
excited.
thank you.
Yeah, and I can't wait to
I
order
really
one on the
appreciate it.
Kickstarter. Yeah, so
Yeah, I really
that's really
appreciate
cool.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
this design was supposed to be there from day one, but it just got delayed. So we just had to put something interim in CES. But
I'm surprised
yeah,
P-Dub
they
didn't
came out.
say that you needed to put his sticker on the side of your cabinet. That's kind of what I was waiting to hear. We have a caller.
I'll put 'em on.
All right, caller, you're on the air. You gotta
Yeah, my name is Angel Disability. I'm waiting for my P-Dub stickers.
Angel, disability. You gotta mute the stream.
He's gotta mute that.
I gotta what?
You gotta mute it.
Oh, I gotta mute the stream. Hold on. There you go.
All right.
There you go.
He's like,
I ordered my
don't
stickers
yell
like
at me.
about a month ago, and I haven't gotten them.
Yes, I'm behind on my giveaways, but on Sunday's episode of the Loft Report, we're going to be giving away a name track gun. So I plan on getting that done, as well as getting all these stickers off in the mail. So
I'd rather have my sticker. You can keep your gun.
Wait. So whoever wins their gun, you're gonna wait like another 2 or 3 weeks before you get your gun that you win.
No.
Tune in next week where we got more empty promise giveaways.
There's no point in having a gun if I can't go out.
Yeah, well, he does live in Florida, so yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But yeah, we'll be getting. I got to get caught up on stuff, guys. Work has been killing. I haven't had time to do hobby stuff. So looking forward to
Hobby stuff. You're
getting
putting
caught-
us as
well, yeah.
hobby?
Well,
Wow,
like
that's cool.
well, hey, come on, man. Like YouTube arcades. Like I have a full-time job. I do this at night, so it's
You're
been
lucky
really
I'm on
hard.
lockdown. I'll come pick it up myself.
Hey, Angel, do you got any questions for Jung here?
Nah, I actually saw my question answered when I saw the picture. As long as it's something I could use comfortably off the chair, that's wonderful. I'm ready to give him my wallet right now.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Oh,
Yes,
I
can't
did
wait.
have something.
What's up,
Thank
P-Dubs?
you.
I did have something. I don't think Jong mentioned it on the show tonight, but he did mention it during the live stream. I don't know if Jong wants to share the hardware specs that he shared on his live stream with everybody, because those hardware specs were actually very, very impressive. And I don't want to steal your thunder, sir. So
you.
if you're willing to
Oh, it's
tell
all right.
people all about the power behind this machine, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So, as I explained, I'm not a fan of talking about specs because I don't believe that delivers experience, but the specification is hexa-core. A CPU perspective is hexa-core, 2 gigahertz. We got 4 gigabytes of LPDDR4X dual channel. We got 64 gigabytes of storage. Wi-Fi 804. I'm sorry, 802.11ac. 19-inch display.
Very
And
cool.
also 80 watts of very powerful stereo amplifier.
Very cool. Very cool.
Now, quick
And
question:
a
Are
headphone
you
jack. And a headphone jack.
And a headphone jack.
And headphone jack, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Yeah.
Yep.
a quick question? I was watching and I saw that you're not into the piracy, which I totally respect. But are you open to people modifying this thing and changing monitors out, changing buttons, marquees?
That's a good question. Something I haven't thought about. If you want to change out display and or speaker, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I've done it to my machines before, so
Well, this is
why not? Right?
this is the gentleman that made those marquees at the beginning of the show that Glenn was caressing ever so
Oh, nice.
nicely.
You
So-
have awesome marquee.
They light
I
up
love
and
your marquee.
everything.
Thank you so much.
So that's why he was asking that. Angel, stay there. We got another caller, and Angel's still on the line. I can bring in this other caller too here.
No, don't worry about it. I'll call you guys in a little bit. Keep taking calls.
All right, man. We got caller. You're
All
on
right,
the
later,
air. Caller, you're on the air. Oh, it's our giggity person again.
Giggity.
All right.
So Glenn Quagmire.
Hey, Quagmire, there's a bunch of women running out of your trunk. Don't worry, they're tagged.
So I did have another question for John while we're waiting for the next caller. So he announced on his live stream, he confirmed it on your show, he's going to do a $299 Kickstarter for the bar top. Now the base he said was going to be $149 sold separately. Are you able to get that like at the same time as you do the Kickstarter for the $299? Like
Yes.
basically doing, and is it
Bundle?
going to be a discounted price for the base as well, or is it just going to be you're only discounting the bar top? If you can kind of clear
thanks
that up.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing that up. Actually, I forgot to say that during my live stream. But it'll be stand will also be discounted, and we will also have bundle. We're also looking into bundle deals as well.
Nice.
Thank
So
you.
when Angel was bringing up the thing about the monitors, I mean, there's a 19-inch monitor in there now, and I don't think there's much more room
Right.
in there for
Yeah.
anything bigger.
Yeah, quite honestly, when I'm not sure if you would want to change out any of the parts because we got some really good parts in there. But if you want, yeah, I mean, you're free to do it as long as you don't hack our games. Yeah, hardware, you're free to do whatever you want. But quite honestly, if I were you, because everything is optimized as it is right now, if you want to do it, you can. But I'm not sure if you want to do it.
I think we need
And the way you're going to be loading programs is through like a Google Play or an whatever Apple calls their store. I have no idea.
Oh, don't even go there.
It's
You
gonna
know
be-
what?
It's going to be
At
it's
least
going to
it
be done
works.
through an app. Who works is such. Who cares if it works? You know, it don't matter. It don't matter.
Works.
I can't deny Android can be a little finicky, but is
A little?
that mostly the way it's going to be done through an app, or can it also be done in the machine itself? Is it a combination of the two? How are they picking the games? Like, can I go pick up my phone and go, oh, I'm going to pick up some Pong, hit it, bang, and it just appears on the machine over there, type of thing?
Yep. So right now it'll be on app. We've gotten some requests on getting onto a device, which we'll definitely look into, especially if we have enough demands. But we made it so that it's as easy as possible to do, right? So let's say you're sitting at a Starbucks drinking coffee and you're waiting for a friend. You go, hey, what games are on? You look through and go, oh my god, a new Pong came out. Click a button. By the time you come home, it's there for you, all installed, ready to go. We made it as easy as possible.
Now, are you thinking about having like weekly, monthly, quarterly updates for the game store, or do you have any kind of thought in mind as far as what kind of timetable you're looking to release games?
That's a really good question. I love that question. We're still looking into that right now. Right now, it may be monthly, but it all depends. right? We can release certain number of games at a time every week, or dump it in per month, or things like that. But one thing that we know for sure that we don't want to do is to confuse you, right? So we want to make sure that you know exactly what's available, so that you can make quick decisions on what you want and get it into your device. Then dump, like, let's say 1,000 games at the same time, and get you confused.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing we're trying to avoid. But from a timeline perspective, weekly or monthly, we'll see.
Yeah, because Glenn gets confused very easily. So I'm glad you mentioned that. We got to keep everything, so Glenn doesn't get confused, and
We'll
or
make sure, Glenn.
Can I ask another question?
no, you're not allowed to ask another question. Go
Come
ahead,
on,
man. Come on.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. When I had Michael be the game genie on my show, he used to raise his hand before he would speak.
Well, before
which
you
was
do that, let's
awesome.
get this caller. Let's get this caller, and then
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll get you to go on there. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, man, it's Sean Powers.
Hey, Sean, what's going on, man?
Sean.
Nothing much. What was I gonna say? The how new of the games will it be able to play, or is it going to strictly be retro?
How new are the games?
Like how modern?
Oh, how modern?
Will it be able to do
Thanks for
that?
the question. We got some really good modern games on there. Many of the games that you will also see on consoles, we have
Mm-hmm.
there as well. So they're modern, as well as retro as well.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, I just wanted. Yeah, just wondered. 2000s. 2010s, all that. So.
And yeah, many of the games that you're able to buy now, right, on consoles and things, you'll also be able to see it on a device.
All right, great. Thank you.
Cool, Sean.
Thank you very
Now,
much.
in addition to that, so how much is this? I'm assuming it's downloading and storing it locally on the machine, or is it just streaming it from the cloud? How is that
No,
operating in
it's
that respect?
all downloaded and installed onto your machine. Again, we strongly believe in what you buy, you own. So
Great.
we want to make sure that happens. Yeah.
Is there a way to, I guess, expand storage? If someone crazy person like Doug buys 10 copies of Mortal Kombat 35 or whatever these new kids are playing these days, does it have the ability to expand the storage, or the storage is what it is, and you simply have to then offload it to add more games at a certain point?
Yeah. So right now, you can offload the games, but what we're trying to do is to make sure that you can re-download them whenever you want.
Sweet.
All right.
Yeah.
We
Well,
have
64 gigabytes especially is a huge amount of memory, especially depending on what games you play. But if you're playing like retro games, how big are those sizes, right? So
Yeah, they're smaller than the images that we put on our computers.
exactly.
Like a normal iPhone photo is like
All right.
several thousand kilobytes, and that's like a third the size of Super Mario Brothers 3, the entire game.
We have another caller calling in. Caller, you're on the air. Caller. Hello. What's going on?
Hello. G'day. How you going, guys?
What's going on, man?
Nice.
Just got a question for John, if that's okay.
Sure, absolutely.
Sure, of course.
Hey, how's it going?
John, good, thank you. I hope you're well.
Same, thank
Just
you.
wanted to know if you have an in-house games development team that retroing, like retconning games, older games, like upgrading them to HD or things like that.
That's a very good question. Let me. So right now, formally answers no. In the future, anything is possible, but we do have a lot of very close development company friends. So anything is possible in the future. Let me leave it there for now.
Perfect. Thanks, John.
Yep, anytime. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Now that accent alone brings up another question to me.
Wait. We have somebody else holding here. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
No.
Caller, you're on the air.
Yes.
Oh, it's a soundboard. Okay.
You stopped my great questions. For the
Sorry.
soundboard.
Hey,
See?
look at man. I'm taking them as they're calling in. Go ahead. Go ahead with your question. And then P-Dub has his question.
Just because of the accent alone, I'm thinking of like Australia or something like that. And I know my brothers from down under have always asked for, they don't get machines, or Canada doesn't get machines, and Europe doesn't get machines. What's your distribution going to be? What areas or territories will be able to get in the Kickstarter and get involved and to even purchase this? Is it limited to just the States? Is it limited to Europe? Where can or cannot they get into this Kickstarter and get a machine?
Sure. So right now we are focusing on North America for our initial launch, but we're gonna try very hard to get our product to other regions as quickly as possible.
So you will be offering at some point. You're trying to offer it to as many as you can.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna. So our goal is obviously to get it to as many gamers as possible in the world, right? So, but we gotta do this at step at a time. So, but we're gonna try to get it to everybody as quickly as we can, and we're gonna work 24/7 to make that happen. So, hope that answered it.
It did. It did.
Nice. Thank you.
All right, so I got a great question for you, John. Appreciate you being so transparent this week.
Oh, absolutely.
Love everything we've seen from you.
Oh, thank you.
Now,
Appreciate it.
and a question that I have that I don't think it got asked today. It got asked earlier in the week, but you didn't really answer it. But it didn't get asked today. So I'm hoping you're ready to give us the answer to this question, because this is very important.
Okay.
When
Sure.
it comes to online co-op play or online versus play, is that on your roadmap? Is that going to be included with the machine upon release? Is it something you can add down the road, since this is a Wi-Fi connected machine? Your competitors, even Arcade 1-Up now, is jumping into net play. So can you let us know where you're at with that?
That specific one, give me a little bit of time. I want to make sure that I get the right answer to you. So
Fair
if
enough.
you can give me a little. Yeah. But as I promised, right? You've seen my announcement today. I will keep my promise.
Sorry,
Fair
guys.
enough. Fair enough.
So what
Thank
do you
you.
think out of your entire product? What is your most standout feature? What separates your machine from the rest of the pack? Is it the app, being able to load the games? What is the one killer aspect of your system that people want to be like, I got to have this?
Sure. I think it's the experience. I know I keep on saying experience, but we're actually making this, when we were making this from scratch, right? The word that we were focusing on was the experience, right? Everything else just is a part of this, what we call experience. But when you try it, you'll actually know what I'm talking about. Doug, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But yeah, but experience wise, even if you're playing the same game, it's really different on our device. And it's actually the whole package. It's not like one here, one there kind of thing. I mean, I can tell you that our display is great. I can tell you that our sound is great. But what's most important is the immersive experience that you're getting out of all this. Everything else is an enabler. So the answer to the question is experience.
Very cool.
Hope that answered it.
It did. Thank you.
Thank you.
And in
Love your
regards
smile,
to
by the way,
that,
Glenn.
oops, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I love Glenn has a great smile, so I just wanted to point that out. I think.
Well, Steven, you got to widen it. I was about to say, you got to widen his box now. His
Oh, I got it. He's cheesing for the camera there.
Oh yeah. I'm very humble though, so it's okay.
All right, we got a caller calling in. Let's see who the caller is here. Hopefully I got the volume straightened out so it's not blowing everybody on YouTube's ears out of the way. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hey, who do we got with us?
Hi.
Hi, who is this?
It's Bella.
It's Bella. We were just talking about you a little bit ago. Everybody's here. The gang's all here.
Oh, sweet.
So,
hi, everybody.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
We're doing well. So why don't you tell everybody about your channel? We were kind of pimping you out earlier, so we'll let you do this. We'll let you do the honors.
Okay. Well, I love my channel a lot, especially because I get to do fun things with my dad too. But I love playing games a lot, so it's nice that I get to like show it to other people too. But we're in Louisiana right now, and I got to bring my games with me, and I can't stop playing them because they're so fun. But yeah, I like my channel a lot, and I have really enjoyed having a YouTube channel.
Cool. Where did they find your channel at?
Good at Games with Bella on YouTube.
Awesome. So you guys need to go
Excellent.
subscribe to it.
Hey.
And do you have,
Yeah,
we
hey,
have
cool.
we have Jong from iArcade on the line. Do you have any questions for him? Do you want to say anything to him?
Hi, Bella.
What is the difference between the NALU?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again?
I'm sorry.
What is the difference between the ALU and the
Oh,
iArcade?
the arcade. So she wants to know the difference between the AtGames Legends Ultimate and your arcade. I guess that's kind of what
Oh,
everybody's been asking. Like,
well,
what's the features that you have, kind of thing.
sure. So that's a great question. So first of all, let me point out that when we first we developed our product, I was just looking at my product here. I like the way it looks. um, it's just proud of it. We didn't mean to say we didn't develop it so that hey we're competing with anybody.
Right.
We are trying to create our own category with completely different experience perspective. So when you play, I mean, I've played with AtGames before, and I have big respect for them as well as Arcade One Up as well, right? And they certainly have their great things that they're trying to bring to the market, as well as Arcade One Up as well. And I see them as three of us are completely different from each other. Is what I see. Um, so if the going back to the question, what is different between AtGames and what we're trying to deliver? Um, I personally think, right, I know you're getting sick of this word, but I think it's actually the experience. Because I've tried playing same games on actually all three devices, and all three devices offer completely different experiences. So when you play on ours, you'll know what I mean. When you get to play it on a device, it offers a complete different experience. It's very immersive experience that we're trying to bring, and that is actually the difference between actually all three and others out there as well, for that matter. So we're trying to make it so that we are in a completely different category than everyone else. So,
Awesome. I think that was a good explanation. What do you think, Bella?
Yeah, that was good.
Well,
Thanks, Bella.
we're gonna let you go. Do you have
Wait.
any parting words?
Just make sure to go check out Good at Games with Bella.
Yeah, we'll
And
make
thank
sure.
you for having me.
Oh, absolutely.
Keep up the good work, Bella.
Yep. Keep it
Thank
up.
you.
Take care.
Now
Bye.
I gotta hear. Now I gotta hear Cool Toy do the intro he did for Bella's first video. You're watching Good at Games with Bella. Come on, Douglas.
No, you just did it.
Do it.
You just stole my
No,
thunder.
Do the
No,
whole thing, bro.
no, you just stole my bit.
Dog risk, dog risk.
That's infringement, sir. That's going to cost you a sticker.
No pressure. Her dad asked me to do it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't try to give away one of those stickers, P-Dub.
On when?
To Bella.
When
To Bella. They're like, hey, give me your address so I can send you a sticker.
Every caller gets a free sticker.
Speaking of,
I don't think her fan base wants some old fat guy wearing a Star Wars helmet sticker.
speaking
I
of
just don't think
fan base, caller, you're on the air.
Hey guys, sorry, I don't mean to hog the lines again. Jong, I have another question for you, if that's okay.
Absolutely, anytime.
John, I was thinking. I know Alex was on earlier about modding and things like that. Has your company ever thought about doing interchangeable control panels as being a point of difference
That's a
to
very
other
good
companies?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
I love that question.
Because I tell you right now,
Have you-
Glenn's Retro Show offers lots of extra controls. Just a little plug there.
Have you seen the movie 007? Obviously you have, right? I'm gonna use a quote from 007. I can tell you, but I have to kill you, right?
That got intense.
With joking aside, so let me tell you that anything. Number one, anything is possible in the future. Number two, we're listening to you, and right. Number three, if we do something, we're gonna make sure that what we do will deliver a completely different experience you have never seen before. So let me leave it at that. Hope it helped to answer the question, but it was a great question.
Thanks, John.
Awesome.
Yep. Thank
Awesome.
you.
All right,
It's a great
Love the
question, but I
question.
think the response was better.
we have another caller. Caller, you're on the air.
It's me, Angel, again.
Hey, what's going on, Angel?
Listen, explain to me how the Kickstarter works out. We start the Kickstarter. How long is the process? How long will it take for us to get the product? What is the goal?
That's a great question. So, Kickstarter plans are being discussed right now. So as soon as we get them finalized, we'll let you know. But for now, we were able to announce that we will be doing one, and details we'll let you know as soon as we can. Again, if you sign up to our mailing list, then and Facebook Live is where we deliver the information as quickly as possible. So you'll get like all the latest statuses there as quickly as possible.
All right, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for the question.
All right, guys.
All right, we'll get you in a little while, Angel. So there's a question in the chat, and they said about the experience, because you are bringing up the experience. How is it different than any other machine out there? Like, how does it? Again, I'm not trying to get you, and I don't think they're trying to get you to compare to other products, but the experience,
okay.
is it how it's rendering? Is it how how the game is played? Because people are asking even like the type of sticks that you're using, buttons that you're using, and I understand you can't give away your secret sauce. I get it, but how is the experience different? Because the experience for every machine is different.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. So let me just describe it using a word. Then this is coming from my playing experience, right? And it's immersive. It's extremely immersive. It really feels like you're there, and you're the guy that you're controlling. When you get shot, it really feels like you get shot. Then it's that kind of experience that we've been trying to deliver, and I think we're pretty successful. And as a gamer myself, I'm a long-time gamer. This is not as CEO of the company, but as a gamer, this is the first word that comes to my mind when I think about experience on our device.
Okay,
Hope that
so
answered the question.
so I guess so. Then the video kind of gravitates you toward. I mean, it'll draw you in, unlike other arcades. Is that kind of fair assumption?
Yeah. So let me give you an example. So I got a version of a game,
Okay.
and I loaded it up, and I just wanted to test and see how it is and things like that, right? So I put it in, and I started playing, and then I go, okay, I'm done playing. I look at the clock, and it was like 4 hours later.
Okay.
So
I guess.
yeah.
I guess is it maybe because everybody's asking like, okay, before I had the original consoles that I had when I was a kid, and I rebought them, and Glenn and Doug were talking to me about the emulation and how emulation is a lot different than playing the actual. We'll use Sonic the Hedgehog as an example. Like you can see a lot of shuddering. The experience just isn't there on the emulation. Are you referring to like the games that you're providing on this cabinet? that type of an experience is better than what you've seen on other cabinets or other products out in the market. Is that a fair question?
Uh, Definitely fair question. What I'm trying to find the right answer for it because this kind of thing is very difficult to explain using words. You actually have to try it out, and you see what I mean.
Okay.
But if I break it down, right? For example, um, yeah, the right your the speakers. I'm just looking at my device right now to see what I can explain. Um, the speakers are right in front of you, 80 watts of power pumping at you, and bass is very strong. Right?
Okay.
When you shoot a gun, you actually feel boom. Right?
Right.
That's the feeling. Right? I'm just using sound as an example. If I look at the display as an example, we got full HD quality display, 19 inches right in front of you, right? And when you're right in front of a display, it it's like it really eats up all your sight, right? If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So it right, and then you're using actually arcade controllers, and our controllers feel really good. So um, when you're there, you have your five senses, right? And obviously, smell's difficult to do, but you got your sight, you got your hearing, you got your touch. Um, I forgot what the fourth one was. Taste. Obviously, you're not gonna eat your game, so taste is not there. But if you got your sight, your sound, and then you got your touch, right? And you're right. That really draws you in. This is some of the areas that we try to perfect to make sure that you get this immersive experiences. And I think we've done a pretty good job of that.
Yeah,
And
I
another
don't
thing
know
that
if you guys I don't know if you guys saw. So Jong, you did two live streams this week. The one you did, I think it was it Monday, where you actually showed everyone you playing Dead Effect, which is a more modern game on your
Yes.
platform. It looked fantastic, and it was really cool to see how you could play a modern game on this thing and using the player one joystick to move your character. The player two joystick is your analog stick for like first person shooter
Yep.
games.
Yep.
And then you're using the player two buttons to fire the weapons and stuff. It looked
Yep.
really cool. It looked really smooth. And Steven, I don't know
Thank
if you
you.
can pull that up and show some of that footage.
Where's
I
it
was
at?
impressed.
Where's it at?
It's on
Thank you
the
so much.
iArcade Facebook page, the stream they did
Oh,
on
okay. I'll see if I can pull it up.
Monday.
Yep.
Yeah. It looked really impressive. So kudos to
Thank
you,
you so
sir.
much.
And I
I
think if
appreciate
you
it.
put
Thank you so much. And
yeah,
when
if
we
you
talk about experiences and pickups, I think you're absolutely right on the target. Those are the type of new experiences that we wanted to bring to our device, and we do have a lot more different experiences that we're going to deliver. And I think we did pretty well. Actually, I think we did very well with that specific game as well. I mean, when the CEO of the company who developed the game, we saw our product, he was like really into. He was very impressed. So did a lot of customizations for us and things like that, and we were able to make this happen. If you look at that game, I mean, that game is running extremely smoothly, right? Full HD, 60 frames per second is happening, right? And that was developed with Unity and things like that. And we're able to run those and bring those new experiences happen. So we're very happy with it as well.
yeah, not that video, Steven, the other video that he posted earlier in the week.
Is it this one here? Has the
Scroll down.
Let me click on it. Not this one.
No. Yeah, it's the one without Colin. It's the one he did by himself.
All right.
Should be on there.
I'm looking. This one? Nope, that was the live announcement. 64th Street. I love that game. This one here?
Oh, deal, nice.
Is it the
Oh, I
gameplay
love
with
that game as well.
64th Street, or is it before?
No, that's just an animated GIF.
Okay.
That's the one.
Okay, this is the one.
That's the one right there. You could probably skip ahead to where Jong is sitting in front of it, and he's got his one hand on the player one side, yeah, and his other hand. You might have to drop the lower third.
Yep, I'll do that.
But it looked really, really cool.
Thank you. This game's a lot of fun. I love this game. One thing is, I am not able to play first-person shooters because I get really dizzy. But when I don't know why, but somehow when I play first-person shooters on our device, I don't get dizzy. Um, my past life, I've looked into like VRs and everything, and one of the things that makes dizziness happen is frame rate, right? Uh, and if the frame rate does not catch up to your brains and your eyes, then that's where you get motion sickness and you get dizzy. One thing that we are able to make happen on our product is the frame rate is extremely good, as you can see, right? Full
Well, that's
HD,
what I wanted to
150.
say. Just so this isn't a reflection of you here, I am
okay.
transmitting this over the network with the video. So if it is a little shuddery, I assure you, I'm watching it in real frames. It's not the video. You guys will. It's more or less just so you guys can see what he's talking about and go watch the video on your own computer. But yeah, it's
Thank you.
really nice.
Actually, also it's part my fault as well because when I was giving this presentation, I also had bandwidth issues. So what was uploaded there probably had a lot of frame issue also there.
Mm.
But if you see it on the device, this is not what you see. It's really, really smooth.
Yeah, that's
and Doug, you saw it at SCES. So
Yeah, I got to play this game specifically, and I wasn't familiar with it, and I had a blast playing it. The twin joystick, a la something like Karate Champ, was a very cool way to play the game. And then, like you said, the 80 watts of sound really give you that immersion feel because it ups the ambiance of the whole. Something's around the corner, something's going to jump out and try to kill me, so you're always kind of on your toes, and it ups that level of edge while you're playing the game.
thank you.
Very, very cool. Well, you guys can call in. The numbers there, 610-936-9535. We've had a lot of great callers calling in, but if you've got any questions, comments, before we wrap this up here in a few minutes, you can definitely do so. And check it out on the Facebook page here. I had it pulled up here, but as P-Dub said, you guys can go over to iArcade on Facebook. I'll pull that up here right quick. Right there, there's their Facebook page, and go like it. We've got a caller calling in.
Hello?
Caller, you're on the air.
Oh, great, great show, guys. I had a call in to say how much I really enjoy your show. But I really like that Glenn Fundamental guy.
Wait a second.
Glenn Fundamental guy is really, really good.
He's
I just wanted to say that very quickly. And I just had to say that it's a great show as usual. And
Busted.
Glenn, you got to learn to mute. You got to mute your microphone before you do that because we knew right away it was you. We're sitting here, we're like,
got to work on the sale, Glenn.
But I got the smile back.
Yeah, you did. You had us there for a second. He did this last week to us. At least last week you muted your microphone. So at first it was kind of like, what? And then we thought
I heard the echo myself.
we thought Cole
Head
maybe
that
did
without
that.
in shame.
Yeah. I see how it is. And just so everybody knows, I don't have a way to track your phone number. It comes up and it'll blotch it out, so you don't have to worry about any kind of your phone number getting taken by me or anybody else. It's the system's
The government already has it all. Don't worry.
Well, the government has it, but I don't have it. So just so you so you guys know, the way our service backbone radio, those guys have been awesome, letting us use the system to get the call-ins, and brings a new dynamic to the show, especially when you got this guy on the panel.
So you need the animated twinkle.
Yeah,
I do get that little star coming over there.
Yeah.
You know, he'll have that smile, Doug, until the Sega Saturn Mini comes out or the Dreamcast Mini comes out. Then you'll see that go like the Cheshire Cat.
Oh yeah, be huge. Yeah, be huge.
It'll be huge.
Dreamcast one, man. You know what? I'm really close to. I bought a couple of flashcards. When you get the home, you go on eBay and you start buying stuff. I bought an
only you do that.
Flash card, I guess. An N64 flash card. I think it'll be here tomorrow. I hope. And then I got a different version of the TurboGrafx 16 flash card, not the one that you got. You got the quality original one. Mine is the more or less shady version, but I'm going to try it out and see how it works. But they also make a GD-ROM flash card for the Dreamcast. In addition to the Terra Onion one, there's an older version that seems to work just as well.
for around $50. And man, I just love that Dreamcast. It is such a shame that it really should have saved Sega, and it just didn't. The PlayStation 2 just pile drive them right into the grave, and it's just such a shame because that is still to this day good console. If you people are not out there, have not experienced a Dreamcast, you haven't lived. Even in 2020, like 20 years after the machine's been off the market, it still holds up. Which you can't say that for the PlayStation 1 at all. And it's the one that was really the PlayStation 2 actually, but even the PS2 doesn't look as good to me personally as that Dreamcast. Man, Sega, if you're watching, and of course you are, because we're out here. I'm a huge fan of that Dreamcast. I'm a big fan of the Sega Saturn, and the Genesis, but I'm back again on the Master System. Just saying.
Funny. Speaking of consoles and the fact that John is a gamer, which I love about him, what was your favorite console growing up, or what's your go-to console, your favorite of all time that you'd love to share with everybody?
Glenn's gonna love my answer. Dreamcast.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's across the board. I think everybody.
Yeah.
My son, who's 7, even said, "Dad, why did they kill this console?" He's like, he enjoys playing it now, even the Saturn. I mean, it's just unreal.
Yep.
Before its time.
It was so sad that they had literally a warehouse full of them that they couldn't sell because people were waiting to buy the PS2. They did. They stopped production. There was actually, I think it was in Electronic Gaming Monthly, they were having an interview with Sega, and they're like, we noticed you guys have put a kibosh temporarily on Dreamcast production. Are you planning on starting it up again? And the guy just said, we're not. And it's like, do you have like a large warehouse? He said, we have a warehouse like full of them, and they couldn't sell them. And it's such a shame. And it really came down to one thing that was a good thing at the time, but it killed them. They went with the G-ROM or gigabyte CD-ROM format to help curb piracy, which turned out it didn't really help them at all. But it couldn't play DVDs. And I know it's hard for people to think about this. In 98, 99, DVDs
that
and
was
players.
A game changer.
It was. First of all, DVD players were extremely expensive. The PS2 was the cheapest DVD player, plus it was a game console. So, in fact, DVD sales were not great until the PS2. That's what brought it all around. So if the Dreamcast had the ability to play DVDs, I think it would have ended up very differently. It was just a year too early for it, and it killed them, and it killed the company.
Yeah. Actually, I do know what happened. I'm not allowed to say, but I do know what happened, and it has nothing to do with the product. But it's a big pity that it shouldn't have happened. I personally own 3 Dreamcasts myself. I love the product.
Wow.
But yeah, I'll just let you know for now that it wasn't the product or anything that they were doing. They were doing fantastically. It was another reason that killed it, and I was
darn
very sad to hear
management.
that.
Management always gets in the way. They think their ideas are the best. Hey, I was all in. I pre-ordered the Dreamcast. I had the magazines. They even gave me a refund on the magazine because they didn't even make it a year with the magazines to get it in.
Yeah, that was the sad part. I did the same thing.
I was all
about it.
about
what was really good about the Dreamcast 2 was they also made like different controls. Like if you had a fishing game, you didn't use a joystick. I mean, you could, but they actually came out with a fishing reel.
Yep.
They got a keyboard. It was the first machine that had a modem stock, to call in for online gameplay. I mean, there was so many firsts. The MMU, the joysticks, actually had not only like my spinner, it had the magnetic joystick for the Hall effect, but it had analog triggers. It had a visual MMU with you could play games
MMUs,
on it. You can connect the MMUs together and play. It just had so many freaking firsts. 4-player compatibility. Windows CE. Okay, maybe Windows CE wasn't the best thing, but it had it. It just had so many things. It was small too. It wasn't like my TurboGrafx 16 that was like a fridge. It was actually small, and it just didn't make it, and it's such a shame. Oh, and really quick, Kathleen Kennedy, thanks a lot for killing it. I had to put a Star Wars rant in there for somebody.
I knew that was coming. Like
Kathleen Kennedy killed the Dreamcast too.
I felt it building up.
You could see it. He was just kind of like he was edging toward it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
It's
they
up there
asked
with Epstein didn't kill himself, and Free the Tiger King, and Kathleen
There you
Kennedy,
go.
Glenn's childhood.
That's it.
See,
That's it. But it's funny to think about it. If Sega stuck around, there would be a Dreamcast 2. What that would have turned out to be. A lot of people believe, and there's some theories to back it up, that the Xbox was kind of the Dreamcast 2. There was a lot of the two companies kind of talking a lot. If there's a Modern Vintage Gamer did a great story on that. It's good. It's worth a watch, where they kind of look at, was the Xbox the spiritual successor of the Dreamcast, and I think the answer is actually yes. So I thank Microsoft at least for picking up that torch.
I think some of the Dreamcast games look better than the Xbox One games.
I was getting ready to say, if it was a step backwards.
I mean, honestly, like Nintendo 64 came out and they were touting, 64-bit, 64, and Dreamcast still blew that away.
Yep.
And even like I said, even going further, PlayStation 3, some of those games don't look good as good as some of the Dreamcast. That's what I mean. Like, I might not know as back as far as you do with the Atari stuff because I played it casually, but the Dreamcast, I was sold in, man. I read everything I could about it, and I was heartbroken when that thing, and I had no stake in it, but the quality of games, like Shenmue, I mean, that game was like, that was the creme de la creme. I mean, that thing just blew. I mean, Virtual Fighter, I think everybody would agree that thing needed work across the board, but it was still fun, compared to some of the other games. And then you had Marvel vs. Capcom. It just blew the doors out of some of the new stuff. That I don't know, man. If they went that route, they're comparing that to the Xbox One.
I'm not talking so much like the graphics capabilities, but a lot of things as far as the 4-port controls, how they designed the controllers, how the controllers. If you watch this video, it's Modern Vintage Gamer, who actually we're trying to get on the show. I'm just waiting to hear back from him.
Cool.
He did a video. If you watch it, it's almost like Ancient Aliens. Start putting things. Well, maybe the pyramids were by Alpha Centauri. You just kind of look at it. Of course, Microsoft never admitted one way or another. But if you just kind of look at his video, how he breaks it down, you can kind of see where there was a partnership with Sega, obviously with Windows CE, with the Dreamcast. So there was already a partnership there. Then there was the partnership of they're porting the games exclusively for a while to the Xbox. And there was just some design cues of that original Xbox that if you look at it now, going, you know what, he's right. There were some things that were definitely borrowed. But graphically, I agree. The Dreamcast just holds up so well even now. And the gameplay, that's the great thing about Sega. The gameplay, their style of gaming is very arcade-like, and it just translates very well with that Dreamcast.
No, absolutely. The Dreamcast was just basically an arcade at home. Like, you've got so many amazing arcade ports directly for the Dreamcast that today are sometimes preferred by many people over the actual arcade game. They're like, no, I'll take the Dreamcast version. Like,
the one thing
you don't hear that about any other consoles.
I will say one other thing, and I'm going to shut up, is when you mention like a Dreamcast, people get emotional about it. They do. And they really feel bad for Sega and the whole thing. Not too many other consoles. I mean, people may have nostalgia for it. People don't go, Jesus Christ, that Dreamcast, how did it fail? It just doesn't make any sense.
Right. I think the biggest mistake that Sega made with that console, like now looking back at it and playing with it, is some of the parts that they used inside. Like, I've already opened it up and greased up the gears that are inside. They use plastic gears on some of that stuff. They could have minimized noise. It's smooth. I know, but there's certain things that they could have used other things, or maybe put some different kinds of spacers in there to prevent it. Yeah, I mean, I use lithium grease in it. I open it up every 6 months. Yeah, there you go. Every 6 months or so.
I love my TurboGrafx 16, but these suckers, the plastic gears, and one out of 5 gears, it just disintegrates.
Yep.
Just one gear just disintegrates, and these are dead until you replace it. So I definitely wouldn't fault Sega, because everything is a price, and plastic gears obviously cost less. And at least they didn't make gears that self-disintegrate for 10 years.
If that's all you can say negative about the system, I think that's pretty darn good, right?
Yep.
Agreed. Yep. Totally agree.
We're gonna have to
even the controllers. They were big, but they were comfortable.
They were comfortable. They were. I enjoyed them. I still do. We're gonna have to wrap. We're about here. So John Diamond in the chat room says, "No, guys, Dreamcast failed because Sega lost their butt on the 32X and Saturn. They are
They
cash deprived and had to go multi-platform. I was there during that time.
Well, he's not wrong.
But even the 32X didn't look as good as the Dreamcast, to be fair. Like, they should have just killed that thing then.
Well, that was the whole. We could talk a whole episode about that. That was really just that Sega of America and Sega of Japan just did not agree. And that's what did it. You had one part of Sega saying we're going to go this route, and the other part going we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that doesn't happen. And he's right. And they spent a lot of money on it, and it did hurt them. And the Saturn, unfortunately, was expensive to build, and they tried to sell it early, pissed off some developers for coming out too soon. That hurt them, and they didn't recover from that. And the Dreamcast was their last hurrah to do it, and it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. And it's sad.
That didn't take long.
Awesome.
Sorry.
You guys are nuts.
I just had to do that. Anyways, John, we'll give you the final word. We're going to wrap this up, shut down the stream so I can get some dinner and everybody can go about their day and night or whatever time it is, whoever's tuning in, wherever.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Really great. Really great to meet you guys. This was really fun. Thank you so much to everybody. And also, huge thanks to our fans as well. I mean, last happened for me today. And I feel really relieved now. But we do have a lot more coming. We're not done yet. We're probably not going to be done until we ship our product. So keep an eye on us. Help us by rooting for us. Let's make this happen together. And again, information, all the latest information will be coming via our Facebook Live and our mailing list. So if you can sign up there, that'll be good. I am very much looking forward to delivering our experience to you at the best ever experience you will ever have. So stay tuned. Thank you so much again for having me here today and listening to me today as well. Thank you very much.
Awesome. We'll have to have him back on, guys.
Yep.
For
honor was ours.
When
Great guest.
When he's
Greatly appreciate it, sir.
I love your show, by the way.
Thank
you. Really love your show.
Appreciate it, guys. We'll see you
Thanks for coming on
next week.
Thanks for having me.